Lots of snow, lots of wind. The weatherman, he got it right. But it's all supposed to end later today here in Saskatoon. Saskatchewan started off on the right foot, but much maligned Monday and consecutive defeats now has the home province falling behind. Today, they're up against a perennial favorite in Ontario, and things might get worse before they get better. However, when you're facing one of the best curlers of all time, it's always good to have a few friends behind you for support. So can the home crowd spur on Saskatchewan? It's time to mind your manners. Draw 10, the Brier is next. The weather and the driving conditions in and around Saskatoon are reported to be difficult, so that may affect the crowd for this 10th draw on a Tuesday afternoon. It all got underway Tuesday, of course, with draw 9 this morning, and British Columbia and Jim Cotter out of the Kelowna and Vernon curling clubs, they lost their first two, and now playing Northern Ontario, and Cotter will score 3 and 9 to beat Brad Jacobs. The final there was 7 and 3, and so British Columbia, wow, what a turnaround. They have won 4 straight. Elsewhere in the morning draw, Prince Edward Island got 3 and 5 and 3 more in 8 to win their first over New Brunswick. Alberta continues to roll along. Kevin Cooey stole 4 as he beat Newfoundland and struggling Braguju 8-1. And Manitoba 10-7 over Nova Scotia. The Blue Nosers have now lost 3 after winning their first 3. They're at the top of the table. What would you expect other than Alberta and Cooey, the champion of a couple of years ago? But there's his brother. There's Jamie from Yellowknife at 4-1 with Ontario, and then we have no more winless teams, PEI winning their first. As on this Tuesday afternoon, we say hello, Canada, and welcome again to our continuing coverage. Tim Hortons Brier, Linda and Russ alongside. It really is quite a nice story. The Cooey brothers, one from Calgary, the other one from Yellowknife. And they're top of the table. Jamie, whose best record was 6 and 5 at the 06 Brier in Regina, is now just 1 game back in the loss column. Also at the top of the standings, of course, there's Ontario. You'd expect that. Russ, what you wouldn't have expected is how they've gotten that 4-1 record.
No kidding, Vic. And you could make a case they could be 0 and 5. Or the game against New Brunswick, tied coming home, they reeled that one off. They then played Mr. Gushuk. Brad missed a wide open hit. He could have missed it anywhere on the other side, let them off the hook. They then went out and lost to the Territory, so they're 2 and 1 and struggling. Glenn had to make a real good shot against Quebec in the morning game to make them 3 and 1, and all of a sudden they're in trouble again against Brad Jacobs. Brad made an unbelievable shot for 2 to send us to an extra end. Glenn's got an even tougher one to either win or lose this game. The problem with this shot, it was a real swingy spot, 11th end. The ice is slowing down a little bit. This just barely curls. Watch this yellow one. Changes handle just enough to tip the red, and they squeak out another one, Vic. But you know what the golfers say? It's not. There's no pictures on the scorecard. These guys are 4 and 1, and now they're playing well.
Linda, people love reality shows, and this Brier is becoming a bit of a reality show for Scott Manners.
Well, there's 2 moments when you really know you're playing in the Brier. The first is the opening ceremonies. Yes, the pageantry, the pipes. It's wonderful. Scott had the fans cheering. The second moment, you play against a past champion like Alberta, like last night, and Kevin Cooey threw a 93% game against Scott. It's welcome to the Brier, Scott, who is struggling with his draws. He's not able to save ends. And now, look at, he's going against Glenn Howard. You saw the numbers for Glenn, 89% in that game last night. It doesn't get any easier.
We're glad you're inside with us. Wherever you are across the country, we're expecting more great shots on this Tuesday afternoon. Rycroft, you can hear Simmons. They're going to run this back. There they go. And count them up. 3 for Alberta.
Good way. Back 4.
Need to move that redstone far enough. Bump it and sit in time. Come back. Oh, they got it. Looking at the raise back. Now you got to touch that red up. Front. They got it. What a shot.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by a Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Sponge Towels, paper towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
It's draw 10, midway through round robin play, and here we go on sheet A. BC trying to make it 5 straight wins. Jim Cotter, Brad Gushue, does he still have a chance? Yes, mathematically, but man, he's got to get it going. Our featured game is on sheet B. On sheet C, Brad Jacobs, coming off that tough loss last night to Ontario, will try and hand Alberta a first loss. And Jamie Cooey, can he make it 5-1? Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi will try and stop him. It's a record-setting day for Glenn Howard, becoming the all-time leader in games played. 14th Brier, 175. Time to meet the teams now. Brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Hi, I'm Glenn Howard, skip of Team Ontario. Our lead is Craig Saville, our second is Brent Lang, our third is Wayne Madaw, and we curl out of the Coldwater and District Curling Club.
Hi, I'm Scott Manners, skip of Team Saskatchewan. At lead, we have Mike Armstrong. At second, we have Ryan Dice. At third, we have Tyler Lang, and we play out of the Battleford Curling Club, Battleford, Saskatchewan.
Ontario has won the draw to the button for the last rock, the hammer, in this opening end, and Ontario is playing red. Saskatchewan yellow, as Scott Manners has put the brush down for his lead, Mike Armstrong, to get us underway on a windy and snowy Tuesday afternoon here at the Tim Hortons Brier in Saskatoon.
Yeah, go. 5.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
Go a bit.
Well, I'm sure that Saskatchewan would have rather played Ontario a little earlier in round robin play, when they might have caught Glenn Howard and his struggles with the ice and the field, because Saskatchewan had such a great opening game, the win, and then there's been a little bit of a struggle, and now they're catching Glenn at the wrong moment.
So true, isn't it? It's the way it goes. 11 games, it's a long week, and all your games, you can rank them. You have your best game, you have your worst game, and somewhere in between. And Scott's first game was incredible, 90%. They played so well, and as you say, the Ontario thermometer's heating up here now.
Craig Saville returned to the team last night. He missed a couple of games. There is, again, as we experienced in Red Deer, flu and cold making its way through the teams, through the media bench. I know you're feeling a little bit of it today, Linda.
I have a sniffle.
So we have the tissues available and ready for you. But that's a great, hey, Russ, right there. There's Manners, puts up the center guard.
6.
Yep, that's fantastic. That shows a lot of confidence, not only in his ability, but in the team. He knows that this is what Ontario wants too. So these have to be well-positioned rocks. So he's playing a little bit with fire, but I love the confidence.
We're there.
Yeah, you got to finish. Here it comes.
No.
Yeah, there it goes.
Easy.
Top 4.
Well, you have to wonder, because this does put the pressure on the Saskatchewan team. That is something they have struggled with as far as rocks in play and closing down the house. So I was expecting that they actually might keep it a little more open without hammer, a lower risk approach, and then leave themselves a little more room to score even with hammer, because, yeah, that draw weight has been a bit elusive for Scott, and if you don't have much of the circle to hit, that's when you're going to make the mistake.
So the fact that your game plan is wrong, we can blame that on your sniffle, man.
It's not the wrong game plan. It's that Scott didn't listen to me.
Okay.
Curl hair.
Over there.
Perfect. Attaboy, Seth.
Shots heavy.
And for Ontario?
Well, it's pretty simple for Glenn now that he's got the feel back, the consistency with draw weight. Be aggressive and push Scott Manners to make those precision draws, the ones he has struggled with. I think Glenn's very happy where he is now. You saw Craig Saville's numbers a little low, but actually in that game against Northern Ontario, all the team put the rocks in the right spot. The only little iffy position was Wayne Madaw, who seemed to be sliding out a little bit offline on his hits. But a great player like that, I expect him to have it back on track today.
Good. We're down.
Ryan Dice throwing the second stones for the Saskatchewan champions.
No, don't bury it. No. It's good there. We might need it.
Once it's short, they get off that because they don't want to bury it. If you loop it around, you cannot raise either one of those yellow ones.
It's a little high, brother.
Now this is the test. If Brent Lang can make the rocks go away out front, and if that rock is then exposed, and you look at his great numbers, you expect him to make a lot of these shots. That's when Scott Manners might start to get into a bit of trouble.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. Shooter. Go.
And he's going to clear off the two Saskatchewan stones, but he leaves the shooter now just off the center line out in front.
That one fooled him. That broke a lot more. They wanted to roll that away and use that beautiful freeze of Craig Savile's to their benefit, but that's still a rock to be concerned with out in the center line.
Gotta go again.
Okay.
No, gotta go.
Quite a bit. Got quite a bit. Room.
On the right, that's Tyler Lang. Mike Armstrong on the left.
Just for weight, guys.
Room, guys.
Yep.
Okay, yep.
Where? Just three? Just four, right?
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
No. That's not where you want it. Okay. Half-waiter.
You make it. Ours, this one's going to go there.
I like playing hack and leaving those throws.
Yeah, that's what he's playing. Miss that? Sure. Yeah. Forward, yeah. A little crispy, eh?
So this is the confidence of the Ontario team. There are ways that you could move the yellow onto the red-yellow combination. Glenn wants to leave rocks in play. He wants this aggressive approach. So this is a very quiet hit to save the shooter, move the yellow one, top 12 out of the way.
And we heard the front end say the ice a little crispy.
Yeah, for sure. First end, nobody throws down this spot. Everybody throws out wider, gets used to the button, and this will curl more than they think. That's what happened to the peel.
Get over. Beauty.
And they roll it over as it came across the nose and now sits behind their off-center guard. Shot rock still belongs to Saskatchewan, but without the hammer here in the first.
This is what we talked about. Nice to see the aggressive approach, but you're playing with fire, and
Even in between's pretty good.
that perfect stone of Craig Savile's has made all the difference in this end. It's such an easy tap back later. Saskatchewan has to be careful here.
Six.
Those are nice numbers for Tyler. He was one of the players who struggled with the flu.
Line's real good. Right in between.
This is a demanding shot. It's not just draw weight. It's trying to get it in between the reds and block two shots.
Make sure to lock it.
Get it here.
Hard.
Get over curl a bit.
Hard.
You got it. That's good right there. Shot tie.
Tyler Lang just to the top edge of the 8-foot.
Yeah, way over, be good.
Yeah, way over.
Team Ontario is one of the very best at this, especially at the start of the game. They recognize the ice a little slower, and they will throw soft enough weight to hang around. That's the key.
Well, there's 83% for Wayne Madaw, but fourth. And last night he did struggle.
76%, and it was line on those hits. And that's unusual for Wayne.
Trying to hold the line for him. Going to run it back and chip the shot stone to the back of the 8-foot. And so Ontario now appears to be sitting 2. Nope, just the 1. Pardon me. Top 4. Second shot is back 8.
Well, they didn't intend to move the red-yellow combination. The reason they didn't want to move it as yet is now it does leave a shot for Scott Manners.
I mean, if it's made perfect, Saskatchewan will all of a sudden sit 3. Can't high side this, though.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yeah.
Armstrong. Dice.
Whoa.
Angle it back. Got them both. And sure does. And they're sitting 3 for sure. 3 without last rock here in the first.
What a turnaround when you have a miss by Wayne. Basically, he hit the wrong rock and left this double, but beautifully played by Tyler.
Whoa. Yep. Solid if anything. Hair firm. Whoa. Hair firm. No. Hard, Brent.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I don't know.
Shot stone remains at the back of the 8-foot. In fact, they're still lying to Saskatchewan.
Well, the good news for Ontario is there's a raise available there, or maybe 2, depending where this one stops. The bad news is they're going to be looking at 3.
Light didn't go off on that 6 rock again.
say it's working, but no light, like nothing. No green, no red, no nothing.
I was talking about the eye and the hog system on the stones.
I thought you called a hack on my first one.
No.
They'll probably check the
Come on,
battery
board.
between ends.
Oh, yeah, same, man. It's slow down there.
The game this morning, Pat Simmons had 2 hog line violations, and he didn't feel he was over the hog line. So sometimes the batteries get a little low and they can be a little wonky. Wayne's isn't even working.
Right now.
No, not deep. Not deep.
Scott Manners out of
Lots of
Battleford.
room.
Close.
Lots
And
of
his all-rookie team, the Saskatchewan champions.
Line's good.
Holy!
So much pressure on a team from Saskatchewan to win a championship.
Wow.
First since Rick Folk back in 1980. And he'll wrap it around, but he'll go deep to sit 3. Oh, Ontario, Glenn Howard, we told you, 14th Brier, record number of games. Weymouth, 8th Brier, Lang and Saville, 8th Brier, Brian Rudrick. They are a very experienced team.
Vic, it's incredible. 175 games now, a Brier record now for Glenn Howard. So I asked his lead, Craig Saville, you have anything planned for the skipper? He said, well, we just made fun of the fact that he's old. But then he said this seriously. Craig said he found out this week that the oldest gentleman to ever play at a Brier was 71 years of age. He thinks Glenn should play till 71 or 72 because he feels he still has that great form. And all kidding aside, though, I said, Craig, what if you don't make it that long on the team? He's had intravenous fluids, 4 sessions of it, had another one this morning at the hotel room. Of course, he's battling that flu. He says it's more of a nauseous feeling, not quite 100%, but he is getting better. Vic?
Quite heavy. Wow. Back line heavy.
Now, I might point out that the older gentleman, I believe, played in one of the very first Briers. It started back in the 20s, and the teams were a little bit different back then.
1927, I believe, in Toronto, if my memory serves me correctly. Doesn't get the shot stone. But it is an interesting fact. McGlenn here at 49, yet he still feels, he still has that passion for the game, Russ, that everyone hopes to have. When you look at the top 3 teams in the country, really, up until this moment, you could say there was Jeff Stoughton at the age of 48, I believe. Excuse me, Jeff, if I'm wrong. And I think Kevin Martin's 45, so that, you know, you had 3 world-class skips, all in their mid to late 40s.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a trend because the skips, let's face it, don't have to have the cardio. But Glenn keeps himself in great shape. Kevin Martin's in superb shape, and Jeff Stoughton's always been in good shape. And the Olympics has changed it, Vic. The curlers are lasting longer because they're taking care of their bodies. They're doing all the right things, and nutritionists, physios, eating properly. And I expect Glenn to hang around a lot longer because he's got a great team. He loves it. He loves the camaraderie, and he loves to play.
Oh, and here goes Scott Manners with his last. He couldn't keep it up top, and so he'll go to the back edge of the 4 to sit 2.
It's interesting with both of these skips. We didn't see it in Glenn last night, but both have a huge difference between their in-turn and out-turn draws. And in that case, both of them slide too deep on the weaker of the 2 turns.
Yeah, Scott's at 51 for the week in the in-turn draw. That's unbelievable. Glenn's 73, which is quite low for him, too. And 3 mistakes in a row there. Scott's light on either one of those. He scores, he's stealing, and now Glenn's got a shot that's very makeable. He just threw it.
So final stone here in this opening end on a Tuesday afternoon at the Credit Union Center. Our continuing coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier. Facing a couple, Ontario and Glenn Howard.
Coming down, need it though. All there. No line yet. Okay, need it.
Lang and Saville have backed right off.
Oh, we're good now. We're good.
Line's good now, too.
We're good.
It's just to it.
Boy, Glenn.
And right up to it. To the back 4 for a single point. Ontario will open the scoring against Saskatchewan.
I wouldn't have thought that like.
Well, let's start our updates with Alberta. And Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe Club in Calgary up against Northern Ontario Brad Jacobs. And I think it's fair to say we expected more from Brad and his team from the Sioux Curlers Association.
Line's good.
You know, he was a bronze medal winner 2 years ago, but their team has bounced back and forth. You know, we always talk about managing those wins. Linda, you want to win a couple, you lose one, but they're 2-4 coming in, and here a tough draw has got to catch enough of the button, and it will just stop in time. Northern Ontario picks up the single to lead. Kevin Cooey with 6 straight wins. And you can see as you look around, a lot of more blue seats. As I mentioned, the travel conditions in and around Saskatoon appear really on the highways. Several jackknife tractor trailers, a lot of whiteouts, so the crowd may be a little thinner for this afternoon draw before it all blows through later today. Welcome back to our coverage. Ontario picks up 1 in the first. Saskatchewan will have the last rock playing the Yellowstones here in 2.
Well, the interesting part of the first end was the fact that some draws went deep. Already we've had one this end, and the center guard went up. Nice come around from Saskatchewan, but that freeze attempt by Ontario just rolled off, just a little too heavy.
Everybody's fooled on this left-hand side of the sheet so far. 3 draws heavy by the skips, and then another one here by Saville.
Let's go back, though, Linda, with your game plan and what you thought they would do. And they were a little more aggressive, Saskatchewan, I'm speaking of. They survived it. They survived it because they played well, or they survived it despite of.
Well, I thought they should play it simpler, because if Wayne-Madaw and the rest of the Ontario team play well, that will put Saskatchewan in trouble. The difference in the first end was Tyler on the Saskatchewan side. Tyler Lang made a double. Wayne-Madaw mishit a shot that would have set 3 Ontario Stones nibbling around the outside, and only 1 Saskatchewan rock in the middle. And that's when you can get into trouble. That's one thing I'm suggesting to Saskatchewan. Always be surveying and making sure you're not getting yourself in deep trouble without the hammer.
It's tough against these top teams, Vic. The front end for Ontario is obviously a great front end, and do you run and hide and try to keep it clean, and then sometimes that allows them to be more aggressive, or do you try to beat them at their own game, which is obviously dangerous also.
Mike Armstrong. And the crash in front, pardon me, Ryan Dice.
I think this is similar to when we were talking about, for example, Northern Ontario, where Saskatchewan can't wait too long if they get into trouble. The nice thing for Glenn Howard is he does have the weapons at every position to get out of trouble, and often he will continue to set up through Wayne-Madaw's first and let Wayne bail out with his second. That's a long time to wait if there's a lot of rocks around, so that's why you have to be careful.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Could be a little pebble in this spot. Saskatchewan was fooled.
Whoa, whoa. Just, wow. Good throw.
Nice shot.
Hey.
Other games on this Tuesday afternoon. Newfoundland Labrador with last rock. They pick up the single against Jim Cotter from BC.
I just like control.
And Quebec. And Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi with the last rock. Score 1 against Jamie Cooey from Northwest Territories, Yukon. Cooey at 4-1, and just 1 game off the pace of his brother.
Yep. Clean. Yep. Clean. Whoa. 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 Hip. Whoa. Whoa. No. Straightened up. No.
Whoa.
No.
Well, he'll make the double. I don't know if they thought they could even get the jump in behind the guard.
That was the idea. They tried to hit that a little thicker. The double would have still gone and maybe rolled right in behind that center, but I think they're happy at this point with that double.
Forward. Whoa. 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 Okay.
Good. Wayne-Madaw right on the beak.
Control.
You only get so many chances in an end against a great team to apply pressure. Wayne had a chance there by hitting it dead on. Now if Saskatchewan can roll buried, it makes Wayne's next shot harder. It's all about degree difficulty.
And the only problem is the rock is creeping up the house, so as it creeps up, it's getting closer and closer to that guard. That does make the run back a little simpler for Ontario.
Plus it's a red Ontario run back.
Whoa.
Tyler Lang.
Whoa.
He's trying.
Whoa.
All on its own. Come on, sugar. He's got nose. It's fine.
Okay,
Shot, Ty.
Nose is not in the house. I don't know if that matters.
You want a nose or do you want a big roll?
Well,
what do you want?
Might be able to get a piece over here.
Yeah, I think you probably want to go there if you can.
I think so too. Board. That was firm board. That again?
Okay.
I haven't thrown the right way yet. It's Peel. So.
Well, it's true that Wayne was too light on the first, too heavy on the second in the first end. Last night it was a line issue. Maybe he's got the line back on track, and the weight's a little bit of an issue.
And we do that, don't we? You try so hard to hit the broom after missing the broom in a few, you can't get the right weight.
Yep. Whoa! Whoa!
Real good. Real good.
And it'll peek out the other side. Now, before, when we first came on air, Russ was referring to the fact that his Ontario team is sitting there at 4-1, and they lose to the Northwest Territories Yukon, team from Yellowknife. But the shots they had to make to get those wins, you don't make them, or the other team makes it, particularly Newfoundland Labrador, Brad Gushu, and Ontario could very easily be 1-4, 2-3, 0-5 possibly. But last night you saw it. You saw it, despite the struggles, I thought, of Wayne Middaugh. You saw something in Glenn last night.
Absolutely, because before the game I saw the exact opposite. He was worried. He was really uptight about putting the broom in the right spot in the ice and the whole bit. And you're right, it was back. You could see it in their eyes. Glenn was spectacular last night, and Wayne a little off at the front end, played great. Even with Saville coming out of the hospital bed, he did a wonderful job. I think he was 93%, so that tells me they're ready to go here today.
I'm thinking like middle. Yeah?
I agree. I think that's still plenty.
Okay. Probably your second one, Glenn. They didn't sweep, right? Your second one much.
Well,
you like it?
Yeah, I do, actually. He's going around anyway.
This is interesting because they're leaving the Saskatchewan rock biting in the rings, and I'm going to play the come around to try and make the shot harder for Saskatchewan. If you nose that yellow, you would be outside the rings. They would use your 2 rocks to draw around.
If you don't bury it, as you possibly give up a deuce. So that shows, to Vic's point, the confidence factor. Glenn would not play this shot the first couple of games of the week. They didn't have confidence in themselves or the ice or the rocks at that point in time.
I like to a little if we could.
Wait for it, though, I think. How's the line?
Room. Lots of room.
He's pretty good.
Lots of room. Gonna really have to go at the end. Gonna really have to go at the end as it dies. As it dies. Might as well get buried. It's going behind the tee, so get it buried. So we can go 2.
Yeah, get 2 in there.
Go.
Okay.
Shot.
Wow, that actually overcurls, comes out the other side of the guard. Back 8. Now, as for Scott Manners, he comes in and he's really got the crowd into it. Wins over PEI, wins over Quebec, and then loses his last 2. And people are going, well, what's going to happen? So, when you read the board and you're looking at the games coming up, if he wins the games he should win, we often say that about teams, Linda. You should win those games. So his record may be pretty good. But, of course, there are the other teams that say that they should win them, too.
Exactly. Now, there's a lot of teams in that middle of the pack that still can win out.
Hair tight.
Where?
You heard the brushers for Glenn Howard say leave room for 2. That means if a freeze is made here, there's still room for 1 more red stone to be on the button. That's why they brushed it back, and that was very smart.
Down to it. You're on it. Down to it.
Line's good.
Yeah.
Lock it on, man.
Just leave
Lock it on.
And it'll be on it by itself. So, is it just quick?
Yeah, definitely quicker, and that's a good sign. That means Hans has figured it out even more. He was telling me he has to nip it not as much as he normally would and then rock the ice. Therefore, the ice has been slower so far, and he said later in the week he'll be able to adjust that and nip it a little more. And he says, when I do start nipping more, we'll get more speed, and maybe that's what's happened today. Because everybody's deep.
It will be interesting to see once we play the other side of the sheet, though, because there's been a lot of rocks down this one path.
I heard Glenn say it was really slow on the first end on the other side, and we haven't played it since, have we? So there has to be a massive difference. Good point.
Easy. Clean. Wait only. Wait only.
Line only.
Wait only. Where is it?
It's all the way there. On its own. Trying.
Close. Clean it. Clean it.
Still to it, Wayne. Still there, Wayne.
Okay.
Still there.
Whoa. Shot it, Glenn.
What? Shot.
It's a very nice shot. The brushers aren't terribly happy when they just walk beside it. They'd rather be engaged a little bit in that brushing, but it works out all right. Depends if Saskatchewan wants to play this now.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely hair heavier. I accidentally threw more.
And they do.
Dead handle.
Wow.
A little more. More yet.
Draw for one's a lot easier. There's a chance for two here. Depending on the weight zone, I imagine they're going to throw a little softer weight, but if they can catch this, if Scott can catch this actually in the right spot here, there's a chance to save this yellow one over here, and the red goes for sure. A lot of risk, though. You don't get it in the right spot. You can jam it or obviously miss it completely into the steal to go up 2-0.
Final stone here in 2. Ontario leads at 1-0.
Yeah! Really hard!
The building is perked up. They see it too. Armstrong Dice trying to hold it, run it back. Oh, and he's going to just catch his own on the way by. It's going to be a steal of 1 for Ontario here in the second. Not quite for Saskatchewan and Scott Manners. Think you're a hotshot? Well, log on to FordHotshots.curling.ca. And if you're on target, you could win a lease on a brand new Ford Focus S. Here in Saskatoon, every Brier participant had the chance as well by taking part in the Ford Hotshots final, coming down to a Battle of Ontario. Easy, fellas. Wayne Madaw stuffing Craig Saville. And then in the end, it was experience over youth as Madaw stuffed him on the ice to become the Ford Hotshots champion. His prize, a 2-year lease on this beautiful Ford Focus Titanium. Log on to FordHotshots.curling.ca and give it your best shot. And just like Wayne Madaw, you could drive away in a brand new Ford. We're back just in time to catch the final stone over on sheet D. Quebec opened the scoring with a single in the first, so the final rock is on the way now from Jamie Cooey and the Northwest Territories Yukon out of Yellowknife.
Looks good.
Coming in with a record of 4-1.
Attaboy, Jamie.
And for the single it is to tie it at 1-1. Quebec and Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi, 1-4. As we welcome you back, it's the Tim Hortons Brier from Saskatoon. As we continue with round robin play, it's day 4. Round robin continues right through till Thursday night. Missed opportunity. The run back didn't work for Saskatchewan. Ontario steals 1 in the second. They're up 2-0. And once again, Saskatchewan does have the last rock here in 3, playing the Yellowstones.
Hack. Yeah.
Well, I have to say I was surprised with the choice last end. I already said I thought they should keep it a little simpler. Saskatchewan should try to keep it close. This is a powerful team you're playing. And to give away a point like that, that was a hard shot to play that run back. It was there definitely for the extra point. But you take your point and you move on. I don't think it was a good choice.
Worst part is you had mentioned it earlier, Nana had played a shot down that spot. It had to be slower. You could tell by the sweeping call. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And all of a sudden it took off, grabbed some pebble, moved a little bit more than they guessed. And you're right, that's a massive point.
A little light, but good throw.
Couple feet light. He's hack. You're hack.
Not enough ice.
Same. Yeah. Yeah.
That is quick.
Alberta, the only undefeated team, the champion of 2010, Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe in Calgary. And this is a draw against 3 against Northern Ontario. Brad Jacobs from the Sioux Curlers Association played well last night, made a brilliant shot to force an extra against Ontario. And at 4 losses, that's the bubble we always talk about. 7-4 record at the end of round robin, so it's a get-going time for Northern Ontario.
Oh, line's good. Line's fine. Okay, line's fine. Getting tight. Whoa.
Needs a piece of the button.
Yep.
Facing 3.
Whoa, it's by. It's by. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, and looks like he'll be too heavy. It is too heavy. Steal 1. Northern Ontario up 2-0 on the leader.
It's just that much quicker today. We have the advantage of watching 4 sheets, and most of the mistakes are heavy.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Good choice this end for Saskatchewan. They're trying to get something going behind a corner guard. Look at this nice little tap.
Go. Good shot. Ah, boy.
That was dead buried, and Brent Lang threw the exact right speed there. Just walked across at the last second.
Glenn thought you were way heavier. I'm going to tell you you're 2 feet.
You need one.
Want to go hack?
Yep.
Hold down, guys. Hold down.
Line's good.
Go hard. Go hard.
Relight.
Go hard. Real hard.
Just for weight.
Real hard.
Room. Whoa, guys. Whoa. No. You killing it?
Quiet. We're really quiet. Go, Scott. Got to play board there. Okay.
You hear the comment, you have to play board there. That slowed down on them on that side. That has not been used.
Well, there is the head ice official, Hans Vuter from Gimli, Manitoba. And you're saying that he may also, you talk about all the players getting a handle on the ice. You're suggesting maybe he's gotten it too now.
And that's very common. Every building's different. A whole bunch of different, the strength of the plant, the humidity levels. Can you exhaust the heat? How big are the crowds? All of a sudden we have some moisture day coming in with the snow on everybody's clothing. It's a real balancing act, and Hans is absolutely one of the best. He did the ice for us at the Olympics, and a lot of the Briers and Scotts, and hats off. The ice was good but tricky. Works. Now it's great.
This one's just heavy. I don't know what the speed is.
Yeah, it's just a shade heavier on the side.
Get a look at this side that has to be a shade slower.
That's what the brushers were telling Tyler in the hack.
Hans will also be making the ice at the World Men's Curling Championship. The winner of this, of course, will represent Canada March 31st to April 8th, and that's in Basel, Switzerland, and in St. Jakob's Hall, and it'll be Hans Vutrick making the ice there too.
Got lots of room. No. Plenty of room.
You're in.
Hard off the
Some
back
room
line.
to come around that center line guard. Shot stones are in the back. Look at this. They say to add a little bit because it's the heavier side, and they add just a little bit too much.
I thought it was going to come down more than that. What's that? I thought it was going to come down more than that.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to go quicker. Like that, or do you want to
out?
Move it?
I think it's
Freeze.
I think it's going to be 5 here, don't you, Seth?
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Not quite?
Not quite.
It's got to be close.
Sometimes we're hard on the ice makers because you hear the comments of the wonderful microphone setups we have with all the athletes, and these guys are so good when they say, I thought that would die, I thought that would do this. They're talking minute inches, maybe 6-8 inches of difference. They can pick that up. So it sounds like the ice is awful sometimes. And it's just slightly different in spots.
Right off.
Not much handle on that.
No, very little rotation. That means it will come over, and it does.
I love the finish. Nice
Last time we saw Saskatchewan, I was telling you about Tyler Lang, the third for the team from Battleford, and he always wears a baseball cap, and he's always wearing a Blue Jays cap.
That should be good.
But because you're here and you have to wear team colors, now he wears the green of Saskatchewan and Sask stitched into the front. When they won and they had their team picture taken, it made the media, and the Toronto Blue Jays saw that he was wearing the old logo. And so Howard Starkman, who is an original member of the Blue Jays staff dating back to 1977, and is now a vice president of special events, sent the entire team the new Blue Jays logo and sent them all caps. So that was a nice touch by the Blue Jays.
I'd like to mention I'm driving an old Ferrari if anybody's listening.
Just in case Ferrari, somebody Marinella's listening to
right, yeah.
Good shot, Ty.
The fact, Linda, that he's even driving a Ferrari. What does that tell you?
It's scary.
Yeah.
Stay on top of the pile. That's real good. Yeah, pick it.
Pick it? I got to make sure I don't clip mine. That's not great.
Get pick it and get old.
Redstone is still shot rock.
I could go around in turn. Go there. It's not bad.
So he taps out a foot. you're going to have then a pretty easy.
It might jam.
Should spin,
It should spin off, though, shouldn't it? No?
Yeah.
Or you pick it.
Or pick it. Two totally different shots.
Yeah. If you're going to play to hammer it, we try and...
I got to pay for the guard to do that. Don't I?
Yeah, well, you can see 3/4, 2/3. So we're trying to hit.
I think we'll hit it no matter what.
What's that?
Let me see how much I can see. Let's try and hit it thick.
Okay. I'll see halfway down.
Yeah.
But I like getting rid of... If you get rid of both, the red might slide over a bit.
Try and hit it thick if we can. If I pick it, I pick it.
So he's got two choices. If he grazes by the guard here, he will run the yellow onto the red. What they're worried about is where's this yellow going to go? Is it going to go on here, or is it going to actually spin off? The other option is to come down with a little more ice and hit this as thin as they can and just clean pick it, leaving the red one where it is.
Skip Stone's picked up right out of his hand as Saville and Lang try to hold the break for just that moment. And he just picks it off, touches the stones, and now it's a look, and it is red. So Ontario just biting that back edge of the 4.
But definitely that was not the plan.
No.
The plan was a clean pick or a harder hit to get the yellow ones both moving.
And as you often say, you end up right in the middle. You try two shots. That's exactly what happened. Didn't quite pick it, but didn't quite hit it thick enough to get some power on the yellow one.
So by just that much, Ontario.
Just a touch?
Just
What do you
throw what
think?
you've been throwing.
Think so?
This is a little slower than the other side.
Okay. 14 probably, hey?
No, it's 14-4.
It's like 14-4 instead of like 14-8.
Yeah, between the
Also
hog lines
14.
they're talking, and this side is about half a second slower. That's a couple of feet at the other end.
Top 4 is real nice.
One of the players was saying 14, one was 14-4. That's a big difference.
It
So
is.
they got to get that together.
A little light. Oh, I think I'm light. You got to sweep it for line.
Line only.
All right, so here they picked them up already here, Armstrong and
Line's
Dice.
pretty good.
Line only.
Whoa. Where?
7, 8, 8.
8 again, eh?
That's deep now, so
That's
where
no
does the confusion come from?
No, let it die.
Well, that's odd. I mean, out of his hand, he says, Scott Manners says, I think I'm light. They pick it up, they jump it, and look where it ends up.
Well, that's what we were saying. There are not as many rocks down this spot. So, and then there were a few in a row. So if you're right in a good path, it's been worn down a little bit by the brushing and the previous rock. It'll slide a little farther. And even to the front end, wasn't sure. A 14 and a 14.4, 0.4 seconds relates to maybe 15, 20 feet. So they weren't even close on guessing, and that's the problem. And it's just because they haven't worn that spot down yet.
You got to touch the button.
The other thing that they shouldn't have done is listen to the thrower. You listen to the thrower for a moment in case they did something on release, and after that it's judgment. So even if the skip says to you, I think I'm light, okay, use that information for a second, then toss it out.
Top button there, Wayne.
What's that?
It's over curl and we got to freeze
Right
it.
there, perfect. Edge your button.
We'll keep letting you know the weight. It's the same here now.
So race to the button around that center guard, but still lots of room to get near that button for Glenn. Everything behind the tee line.
That's exactly what went wrong in the first end for Scott. He threw it deep and allowed Glenn to get off the hook.
Is it?
Wait only. Lots of line.
Okay. Should be real good.
Tee line. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Tee line.
Push it, buddy.
Gotta be tee.
Bringing Saville and Lang into it here.
Gotta go.
Push it, Saville.
Gotta go.
Pushing each other. Madaw as well.
Go, 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 go,
Wanted
go,
to bite
go,
the
go,
button,
go, go, go.
and that's what they'll do.
Way to hang in there, Lice. Way to get out there. Good sweeping, boys.
Good shot, man.
We see the synthetic brushes used because they heat the ice better, and that 45-degree angle with the brush a little bit behind the handle over top, that's the best position. And look at that pressure at the end to get it there.
Scott threw a nice rock, Glenn threw a nice rock, but the Ontario team knew that path. The Saskatchewan team didn't, and it's so valuable to have a front end that understands the different spots in the ice.
Yeah.
Because he gets a free run at trying the tick, right? The tick bang.
Draw. Draw in there.
The speed's good.
If it's going to work, then we'll push. If it's not, make sure we get one.
15 here, hey?
Yeah, this side is, yeah. Just make sure we get one. Okay?
Yeah.
Got to be sure of that.
15.
What does he see that could give him possibly 2 here?
I guess if it really, really bends and it's awfully tight to that guard and there's enough speed, they're going to try to sweep it and punch Glenn's Red Rock sideways. But boy, you wouldn't want to try that shot. You wreck on the guard, you're down 3-0.
It's all about the button here, and he needs a good piece of it.
Hard! Gotta go.
Once again, Armstrong and Dice now.
Hard! Go!
Got to get it by the guard. Oh, it's busting at it. It's breaking at it. They've drawn it there. Oh, and he's going to come up light. All right. Steal one more. Ontario. Steal against somebody named Manners. It's an early key shot, and it's brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue, stylish designs for any room.
And the big difference so far has been the draw weight, the difference between the two skips. In this case, it's Glenn Howard's last stone trying to steal the end or at least make it difficult for Saskatchewan to score. So give Glenn a good mark for throwing it, but give big marks to the two brushers to get it to the shot rock position, make it hard for Saskatchewan to score, which they couldn't.
Way to hang in there, Alex.
And the other thing, too, Russ's Scott Manners had to come the other way, too, and he hadn't played down there.
Exactly, and he had missed twice heavy there, so he gave it to the brushers as all good skips should, but just curled a little more than he expected, and that's another big steal.
So Ontario opens with 1. They had the hammer to start the game. Steal of singles in 2 and 3, and it's a 3-0 Ontario lead. Saskatchewan once again will have the last rock here in the 4th, playing the Yellowstones.
Who's going to make this double sooner or later?
Yeah.
It's a little heavy. 9?
Right off.
No.
No.
Heavy in a spot that is really slick.
He's through.
No.
You mentioned, Linda, in your game plan, why be aggressive against this great Ontario front end, and that's what's cost them here. Just can't get the weight as well as Ontario has.
Checking in on Quebec against the team from the Northwest Territories, Yukon. And Jamie Cooey at 4-1. This is Quebec skip Robert Desjardins in his 2nd Brier. Last year in London, Ontario, he played 3rd for Francois Gagné. This year he's skipping. Did what he say to you in the hotel lobby this morning? He says, I may be the best 1-4 team here. He's one of those teams again who thinks that, you know, a shot here or there and the record could be maybe turned around. And here he's drawing against the 2 and gets it there. Enough for the single. Quebec with a 2-1 lead.
Gotta go. You still got it, though. You gotta go really hard. You gotta go really hard, though.
You got a beauty, Wayne.
You gotta go real hard. You gotta go real hard. You gotta go. You gotta beauty. Go. Go.
Oh, my. Saville and Madaw with a great brush as Brent Lang wraps it around and bites the top 4.
There goes another glove, eh, Wayne? Throw that one in the garbage.
Nice keeping, Wayne.
I don't mind it.
Well, they're joking a bit with Wayne, and the one thing that they do lose when Wayne goes to the one side is they put him next to the rock with a hairbrush. That does not heat. It's good on debris, it's good on frost, and it's a little easier to move back and forth, but you don't get the same impact to take the rock further. And so they lose a little bit with that move.
Ryan Dice.
Okay.
Good.
He gets everything moving, gets rid of 1, pops things out into the open.
Good try that.
Yep. Yeah.
Sure, what is it? Thick 3rd, skinny half. You coming cracks or you good?
No, I'm full cracks.
I'm full cracks.
Wayne's sitting this one out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not in his union after after coast to coast in the first one. They're kidding him that he wore out another glove sweeping the last one.
Whoa,
These guys have a lot of fun.
Whoa, yes! Come on.
It jumped. And across the top, and now catches the center guard and will push it, and it will just hang around.
Picked? No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe we got to hit and flop, Scott. Hit and flop. Yeah.
Am I wrong to say, Linda, Russ, if you're going to be Scott Manners and you want to play this way, you better make all the shots, right, Russ?
Yeah, for sure. No question about it.
You can't be heavy. You can't be slipping back. You
No.
can't be light.
No. It's all about rock positioning, getting the right angles, and they just haven't found draw weight yet, and that's lethal against a team like Ontario.
Just clean. Clean. Whoa.
Like to get the inside roll here.
Okay, Ryan.
Okay.
They're close. They're just not quite getting them in the right spots.
Good shot, Ryan.
Hack.
Kind of wait.
Hack. Called for. Whoa. Hack. Whoa. Whoa.
Well, look at this. Everything piled up like a little quarry on the side of the sheet. That lone yellow stone there, that's Northern Ontario. Brad Jacobs from Sault Ste. Marie. Touch it, move it back, and you could score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's actually, Vic, there's
a yellow at the back.
Yellow. Simmons had the yellow covered on you. I think it's for 2 or 3.
Okay, sorry. I did not see that. Thanks,
There it
Russ.
is.
If you can make the double.
Is he going to get across the nose and run it back? No, he caught his own first. And now the question is, does it sit in time? Yes, it does. So for 1, 2, and that looks like it all. That one up there at the top looks like it may be out a little bit. Third shot, is yellow at the back?
I think so, Vic. I think it looks like 2. Wow, that was almost a double for a bundle.
Yeah, that was playing with fire when you talk about Northern Ontario.
Yeah, thank you very much. I didn't see the other Yellowstone. So that evens it up at 2-2.
Go look at it. I think it goes below it from here. That's pretty thick.
I think it's us.
Just nose it down. Okay.
It's close.
Easier. Same weight.
He's meaning if you nose that yellow one at the top 12, because there's not another red one there to talk about, but if you do play this through and nose that one, he thinks it will be shot over the biter on the edge.
Same.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Heavy. Whoa, whoa,
Similar.
whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
See how good your eye is there.
Shot.
Keep in mind when you hit those dead on, they will come forward once in a while.
Is it?
No.
Shot.
No.
Not that it matters at this point. I think
I was wondering about the
going to either make an aggressive play or play that red double.
Angle.
Red on his yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same weight.
Well, you've got a Skip who's struggling with draw weight. Was coming into this game, still is. So this is an important shot for Tyler. They have to get something in there to take a little pressure off the Skip.
Tyler Lang throwing third stones.
Okay, Ty. Got no. That's good.
And right on the beak.
Good weight. Weight was so
I
good.
think you want to roll behind the high. When you want to roll behind.
Yeah, I think he does.
Right, if you roll here.
Roll under. Yeah.
Right, you roll there. Now
Oh,
gives
right
us an
under
angle
ours.
to make the double off. Not much. What?
Hit roll here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right over. Board? Board?
Yep. Okay. I know you got draw weight, but that's getting silly.
I could.
They're a lot more relaxed than they were.
It's a different team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three.
I like it.
How hard?
Board.
And as we mentioned earlier, it started last night.
It's funny how it goes in a long week. Gushu lost his first 3 in the last shot, and he's going the other direction. The confidence is a funny thing.
Solid. Whoa, whoa.
Close, real close,
Whoa,
real close,
whoa,
real close.
Whoa.
Real close.
Whoa.
Maybe a hair heavy. No, board.
No.
Board.
No. No.
Anything?
Right in the nose.
Okay.
Right. That's real good.
It's not real good. I mean, they said it was a little heavy.
Yeah.
Pretty close, eh? too much ice.
3 or 4 feet, maybe?
Yeah.
So like 11 and a half. Okay. And he was 10 and a half. So.
Trying to drum it over behind those two center stones.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I talked about. You only get so many chances. Glenn had a chance there to really apply some pressure. And it's Scott's turn to hit and roll and force a run back by Ontario.
Whoa. A lot of clean.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Close.
Close.
Yep.
A little less weight. This should curl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
And catches enough of it. They did a nice job, the front end of Armstrong and Dice, to hold the line, and it stops back of the 4 foot as Scott Manners losing his voice, it sounds like.
Weight's good.
Unfortunately for him, it did roll a bit too far.
Just a pound lighter than Glenn's, and they can fool the vice and the hack. Tyler just waited that fraction too long. He had to be aggressive. He didn't want to hit it dead on.
Hack.
It's basically wide open.
Final stone for Ontario.
Heavy. Whoa. Just clean.
Go right off.
Whoa.
Saskatchewan again with last rock here in 4.
Right off. Right off. Right off.
It's pretty good hack.
Right off.
And a little thin. And out the back.
So you won't be happy with that.
No.
Not really.
Way too much ice then.
So.
Wow. Worked.
This isn't necessarily easy to get your deuce, is it?
No, it's not, Vic. It's a soft weight.
Same weight.
And Saskatchewan in the second hand one here that overcurled and ticked the guard. So if it starts to curl, obviously won't roll into the rings.
Half a rock.
Yeah.
Same weight's good.
Forward. Yeah.
Very tough shot.
Hair less, Ty. Got to give a hair
I
less.
don't think so.
That's pretty fine there.
You're only catching half, right?
Yep.
So.
Good.
You'd love to throw hack weight at this and gives you more chance, but if you hit it thin, you might not have enough weight to remove that rock the entire 12 feet because it has to travel a long way to get out of the rings. I think he's thinking board.
Really hard.
So final stone for Saskatchewan.
Whoa.
Dice,
Whoa.
Armstrong.
Whoa.
Backing off.
Close. Yeah. Whoa.
Now you need to roll it in. There goes the stone. Needs to hang on. It's kicked away. And the crowd on this wintry afternoon see Saskatchewan score a couple.
How are you feeling?
Let's check in the game between Quebec, Northwest Territories, Yukon. What a story he has been so far. Jamie Cooey and the team from Yellowknife playing Quebec. Final stone in the 4th. Quebec leading 2-1. And that's a hit for the deuce. And it's a lead now. Looking to go 5-1. Reminding you that his best ever performance for Jamie Cooey was his very first in 2006 in Regina when he went 6-5. It's his 6th Brier appearance. Saskatchewan's on the board in our featured game here on this Tuesday afternoon at the Credit Union Center here in Saskatoon. And Ontario will once again have the last rock here in 5 playing the Redstones.
Yeah. Where's that back four? Same weight. No, it's top 4. Right at the tee line.
Well, Saskatchewan got an unexpected mistake from Glenn Howard with the rollout, and then a very nice shot to get the deuce. Not an easy one at all. And so they're going to put the guard up and see if they can put the pressure on again.
Trying.
It's coming down. Weight's good.
Newfoundland and Labrador.
Weight's good.
We've been peeking over here, Russ, a little bit. And Brad Gouju coming in at 1-5 has looked very impressive. And right now, Jim Cotter and the BC team out of Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs.
Please.
So different.
And he'll make the double and count 2 to even it at 3-3.
Just get to the face of theirs. They're off.
Easy early.
Line's
Tons
good.
and tons of room.
Line's good.
Find it interesting,
Wait,
Russ,
wait,
you
wait.
know, we were talking about there how
Stay inside, Ty.
Glenn
Get it to
had found the ice, had,
stayed out.
figured this thing out. But there's still mistakes to be made out there. Right?
Okay.
He's not perfect yet.
Yeah, no, not yet. And he can, he's around 83%. And in the last few Briers, he's been closer to 90 or 80, 86, something like that. It's not far off. But at this level, Vic, it doesn't take much. Ask Brad Gushue. Ask Brad Jacobs. It doesn't take much to lose some close games. As you mentioned, the Quebec team was saying this morning they could have been 4-1 instead of 1-4. And they actually had the scoreboard this morning turned around that way.
Quite funny.
On the leaderboard in the lobby.
Yeah, Linda, the volunteer, said, I'm just letting him do it until he leaves.
Playing along.
Then I'll put it back.
That was nice.
Whoa. Yeah.
I think I've told this story before about that several years ago, and I can't remember the year. I should. But Scott Goodyear and Al Unser Jr. in the Indy 500, closest finish ever. I mean, it was with hundredths of a second, and the picture at the line shows Scott Goodyear of Toronto that far behind Al Unser. In the rec room of Scott Goodyear's home, he has that picture upside down.
Easy.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Room. Clean. Yeah, clean. Whoa.
Whoa. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hard.
Whoa.
Well done. Very nice brushing. Great brushing by Mike Armstrong and Tyler Lang.
Good throw, bud.
Boy, you know what? You won't want to get the crowd into this. This team just could feed off it.
This is a fair amount of weight to try and get the roll because there wasn't much room by the top red stone. Nicely done.
Draw, is that any good? You do that. Just, yeah. Okay. Tap at that. Rather you bump that back. Right there, yeah.
This is the demanding style that they do play.
Brent.
Alberta sitting 2, top 8, back button. That's what's facing Northern Ontario. And the skip from the Sioux Curlers Association in Sault Ste. Marie, Brad Jacobs, coming in with a record of 2-4.
Weight's good.
Weight's good.
Weight's good. Right. Hard.
Oh, just sits
Gotta
just
go.
to pick up 1. 3-2.
Hard. Real hard. Go, guys. You gotta go. Okay. That's not bad.
Well, I mentioned this style of play, and Glenn really does push these players. They wanted to play that shot for sure, but that's a tricky one. That was an angle tap, trying to move one yellow, a red in front of one yellow, and the other in front of the other. That's a tough angle.
Could have just peeled a guard because that red rock at the top 8 foot's so useful for Ontario.
Yeah. Gotta eliminate
All right,
one.
squeeze a little.
Lucky that
Squeeze
red
in a
one
little.
they're talking about on the edge of the 4 didn't roll a little farther, set up an easy double.
Like board.
Soft weight required again to get to the inside.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tough. To roll inside here, you can see how light you'd have to throw it to get enough curl. Cannot hit it on the outside.
Nice weight.
Even draw weight would work here.
Clean. Yeah. Clean.
Tyler Lang.
Room.
Whoa.
Not yet.
Oh, it's Tyler that's losing his voice.
Off. Close. Trying to overcurl a little.
Trying to finish
Yep,
here,
yep,
get
yep,
a
yep.
little roll.
Hurt, Scott. Go, Scott. Go. Right out. Okay, good.
Okay.
Shot.
You tick that going by, make one in there.
If you take it, it goes right under the yellow.
That isn't bad.
If you hit it thin enough, you get both.
Gotta get rid of it.
What's
I
that?
like it.
or do you run the guard back?
It's right there.
Try and peel those out. Yeah, good.
It gets through those 2 reds?
Well, I gotta just hit an inch of it to get 6. 6.
What's up?
If I hit an inch of it, I'll get both the yellows, but if I hit it thick, ours just goes back onto the back ones.
Yeah, I see it.
And we always got the intern, right?
Well, he's going to try to hit his yellow really, really thin and make the yellow double. If not, the red one that's behind the yellow will go straight back and into the pile.
Whoa, whoa!
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 Yep! Whoa! Yeah!
Angle it back. Oh, gee.
Good throw.
Boy, you couldn't hit it much thinner.
That's a really tough call on the brushing. That's such a
hit very
fine
much of it.
Is it
paper
ever?
right across.
How close was this? Wow.
Good shot.
That misses ours and
He's
gets
got it.
his.
Yeah.
No, you're kidding. Nope.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Really
Didn't think it was possible.
What? Can he?
Oh yeah. I don't know if we should freeze on to. He could slam his other red on there.
You guys like this?
I don't know.
Not
Maybe
really.
take a look at down there.
Looking at the overhead,
Is that any good?
looking at the angles, but I think it's a good idea for Tyler to go down and chat.
It's red. What?
Got either one.
Yeah, that's just kind of
Do you think he has a pretty easy top on that red right now?
I know, but he's second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, he is, I know.
That's the only thing. You can throw the guard if you want. You can guard this side if you want.
Is it ever bad to play a double on those back ones?
It's real thin. Tick bang. That's why I was thinking nibble the 4, even if you're side by side. He goes, we go.
Not nibble four because then
This way?
he has an easy double.
Okay, we want to in corner him. You got to. I like making a play on this side. Like really, how does he get us out?
This way, for sure.
This way.
This is by bump,
That's no
bump.
gimme though.
No, but it's definitely there.
So you can. You want to protect?
No, but then he comes around this way and just walks, right?
That's why I'm
just
first
saying.
thinking.
Like, is it the...
That's why I'm thinking. Yep, right there. You like it?
Here's not the end of the world.
Well, if you want to hit, you can. This is real thin. You can sit right here. That's not the end of the world either. That's not horrible.
That's not bad
Then
either.
we might as well just nose that back.
Oh my God.
Well, it ain't going.
If you don't
just
get
draw
it
here.
right there, then he
If
just
it
has
slides,
a double, right?
it's not the end of the world.
You just got to really watch. He plays that double. That's...
I know.
Like if I leave it here, Scott, he plays his double. And
You won't leave it there with that curl.
I thought they might take a look at throwing the guard here.
What do you
'cause
like?
This is the dangerous rock.
What do
This
you
is the
like?
one that Glenn's going to play eventually. And at this point in time, if it was Glenn's shot, he could tap that back and sit 4. They're trying to take it away by going here. And the alternate is here, so there's a bit of an angle. But you have to be very, very careful that that yellow rock doesn't stop in a bad position.
We're going to call a timeout. They actually did mention the guard in the conversation, and Scott was the one that said he didn't want to play on that side of the sheet.
I wonder why.
That's it.
Thanks for the heads up, though.
Scott, do you like hitting the back one? Do you mind hitting the back one?
Kay Montgomery coming out.
If you can hit and flop even on top of that red.
Kay, one of the 2 female coaches at this year's Team Hortons Brier, Helen Radford, coaching Team Nova Scotia.
Well, Ty's concern is it rattles off another double.
See, we were thinking hit and flop.
Well, yeah. So then I'm thinking freeze the back red, and Ty's like, well, then we
this
can
is
hit
good
it.
if you can get here, right? But if you leave right there, then he just runs in the pocket, right? So we were thinking that was our first thought. Right
Okay.
there, right? Is that bad?
You could.
That's not bad. Yeah, that one's not bad.
And then I
either.
thought here too. Those are the.
what if we
That's
freeze?
just tough to get there.
It is.
And if you
Force.
come up light,
Here
right?
is to force.
Force, but we're
So where's the best spot that we can get to that he can't run them both out?
right here,
I was
Right
thinking,
there. Right
you
there.
don't like hitting.
right there.
Okay?
Oh, you
If you
can.
don't get there, right? If you only get here.
Well, that's no good.
But
I'd
it's
rather
it's jamming.
play for here. If you push it 2 inches, it's fine.
It's just, could we set up a triple hit in here?
And if you only right,
No, you won't.
you just got to get back there, right?
Should we just freeze him then?
Yeah, play for the
just
freeze.
we
If you
don't
push
need
it
to
an
bump,
inch,
yeah.
that's fine.
You just sit right there. That's
Even
good
if
too.
we worst case here,
You need a little more ice for a
We
freeze.
just got to get behind to you, I think. Hey,
What about
This,
that's what I just said. Yeah,
you can.
that was my first thought, but
You can.
Either way, I think you just got to get behind tee, right? You can't leave it high. If it's there, that's no good, right?
You'll be here, Ty.
Kay is being shooed off the ice. They're given 90 seconds. She's a psychologist, and now is applying that to the sport. 2 Scotties appearances for Kay Montgomery with Sherry Anderson. She also played with Amber Holland in a curling trials a number of years ago.
They never did talk about the guard. The one that Glenn will probably play after this drops is that red tap. He's concerned about scoring here with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, totally does.
But if I make the tap,
well, Kay's job was to come out and ask them their goal and see what they wanted to play, and I guess she felt like they wanted to play something where they got third shot in there, if nothing else, and she left it with them.
Which is not wrong. Without Hammer here, you have to protect it a little bit.
Make sure.
hard, really hard.
Where are we? Gotta go.
Hard.
Where are we? Gotta go. Short. Go. 4. Leave it high then. 4. Leave it way up then. It's not in. It's not in. Leave it up high. Whoa, that's good, Mike. Leave it right there. It's fine. Okay, Ty. It's fine.
It's not fine.
They spent the whole conversation saying the only place they didn't want it to stop, that's why they wanted to play to the back one in one way, shape, or form. And where does it land?
Okay, bud.
Short.
Not very good.
And there is a yellow double, but Glenn, I think, if I know him, still going to play that tap, the one they never did decide to guard. That's
I guess he can.
strange they didn't go after that.
He hits it and it goes into the pile here.
Yeah, well, we got to get. You want to get it by this one anyway.
Right. So a hair high.
Hair high.
Hack. Hack is what you're thinking?
See half. Solid hack. This is that.
The problem with the one that was just thrown is it doesn't even bother them.
Right.
It's not that, I mean, he could play the double, but it's at such an angle now. It's not even an easy tap in.
No. And this is a tap to sit 3, possibly 4.
A little open. No, I want to roll there.
Okay. Okay. That's what you like that.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm hack, it's good. Hack. Yep.
Wayne Madaw as we play here in 5. 3-2. Ontario leads it.
Really hard.
Gotta go hard.
Did he get it going again? Did he get inside the line already? And yeah, this will be all over the guard. And so the struggles continue for Wayne Madaw.
Big time break for Saskatchewan. They left the wrong shot available and Wayne couldn't make it.
Straight tight.
Yeah, I didn't quite get it out there.
As soon as I let
Heard
it
a
go.
lot of that last night, Russ.
Yeah.
It's not hideous.
No.
No, I like your call. I might raise her. I think so. Board?
You like the other turn, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Throw board right there.
Control's better, probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Scott's going to come down here with
throw that.
not much weight because he wants to save the shear. He doesn't want to roll right out here. The other thing that can happen is by hitting the red, if he hits the red a little thick, it might redirect his own yellow back into this pile, and he'll have another rock in here out cutting those 2 reds.
Board weight, okay?
It's all about survival here now.
Here's our reality show again.
Yes. Yes, in this case, you're trying to outlast Glenn Howard because on occasion he's been pushed right to the limit, but you've got to get to the last 10 to do it.
Hard!
Nice shot.
Good. That's nice.
Good ball.
Just. Smart to know those angles. That was kind of plan B. He knew if he hit that over curl, he could
Let's do her side by
kick
side.
that yellow back where he wanted it.
Now Scott's trying desperate here not to give up a multiple score.
Not sure where. How?
It's not bad. He did get that one in behind the other 2 yellows.
Yeah, that's close.
Which double are you looking at?
Crotch.
It's been that way. These ones are going into here, right? Like you're going here, you're going here.
You go around and he makes something really good, you're not going to have a shot.
Yeah, you go around and he makes...
It might go. You know, if I just clip this one first.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Well,
Okay,
I
that's
don't
a
think you
shot.
just want to just clip it. I think like a quarter. Right? What are you worried about? Like
Actually, that's good. No, right there. He misses that, and it'll probably take that. Okay, it opens it up.
Touch that, that would be good.
All we want is a 4-foot open right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Out turn. Just hit the right one first.
Yeah, it's
your left.
It's changed, hasn't it?
Right in the crotch. Right in the
It
crotch.
has.
Pretty much.
But for a while, there was going to be a multiple score for sure. All the little rocks ringing the house and just the one lonely yellow one that they thought of protecting.
But Howard's had problems, right?
Well, Glenn Howard has. In 5 games, he's only had 5 multiple scores with the hammer, those 5 deuces. The percentage, it should be above 30% at a minimum. Now, Scott Manners has had the same difficulty. In the number of ends, that changes the percent slightly. So far, Scott's been the one to get the deuce. Glenn has had steals, but he can't get the deuce set up.
Whoa.
Spin.
Whoa.
Spin, savvy.
Go. That's not bad.
Good. Bad. Good.
Well, he did what he had to do, open it up, and lives another day with his next shot here.
You want to just be more... Which one's more shot? This one is. Right here. Full 8.
Make sure you're third.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
You had that shot, didn't you?
Russ, they originally tapped top 4. And now they're going to go top 8.
Yeah, you got to be careful not setting something up there. It could possibly be a triple. I think it'll jam on the back red, mind you, but it all depends on where they are. Stranger things, it's amazing how many times you'll throw this shot and go, oh, nice shot, Skipper, and then you walk to the hack, turn around, go, oh my goodness, there's a triple. Be very careful here. You could guard the double opportunity in just anything in front of the highest one, and it forces Glenn to draw against 2, which is the way this end was developing. Wouldn't be a bad thing.
That would be my suggestion to him, is not to make it so complicated where you have to think of angles.
Line's good. You got room.
Just put it dead in front of the other one.
Off. Easy. Where are we?
Walk it.
7.
Where?
Can't touch it.
So they're coming deep.
7.
No.
Freeze it.
No.
All on its own.
Okay.
All on its own, Mike. It's fine right there.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
They're sliding right along, aren't they?
Well.
Great example of that, Vic, is exactly what you mentioned. If that rock had maybe stopped here, there would definitely be this opportunity that way.
What else
that one goes for sure. It would just depend on whether this yellow would go by there, and all of a sudden you give up 4.
Where did Savvy throw?
It just curled at the end, Linda.
Curled and hit the brakes. Wow.
How many times do you see that? I've done it myself. It's like, yeah, we're laying through. Whoops. Would love to have that a little higher and stop Glenn's draw here. It just kind of helps Glenn in a way.
Right on the button.
Top of the 4-foot, he'd have to go around it.
So draw on the button.
Right up, guys.
Against 3.
Same as it's been.
Ontario leading 3-2. Final stone here in 5.
That's a line. Gotta go line. Gotta go line. Gotta go line.
Yep, line.
Hard line.
So now trying to hold it for him. Lang and Saville.
Hard line.
Need to go for weight 2. Needs to draw the button. He's drawing against 3.
Go.
Lang, Saville trying to carry it as far as they can. Hold the line for him. Holding the line, and it's going to over curl. 1 for sure. And that's all it is, a steal of 1. And we'll go to the break in a 3-3 tie.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Yeah, lots of snow outside. Let's get you caught up here on all the games now have reached the break. And we'll start with Quebec against Northwest Territories Yukon. And the Quebec champions Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi. Quebec has won the Canadian Championship twice. The last was Jean-Michel Menard back in 2006, as he plays one of the leaders in the Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Jamie Cooey of Yellowknife. Oh, nice through the hole. And needs to have the button for his single. Great draw to tie it 3-3 going to the break. Over on sheet A, it's British Columbia, having lost their first two, have rattled off 4 straight. Playing a Newfoundland Labrador team in Brad Gougeau, who we expected coming in. You hear the name Gougeau, you expect him to be a contender. That gold medal glow still from 2006, but an entirely new team. And he's playing Jim Cotter, and he makes that, and that is enough, just enough to pick up 2. 5-3, he leads going to the break. And finally on sheet C, Alberta against Northern Ontario. Alberta comes in as the only undefeated team. Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe Curling Club in Calgary. Playing Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs, Sioux Curlers Association at 2 and 4.
Gotta go!
And through the hole, 2 against 2 will sit there for the single point. They go to the break also in a 3-3 tie. Well, it started off all Ontario, a single, a steal, and then 2 for Saskatchewan, and they've stolen it right back to tie it at 3. Scott Manners is with Brian.
There against one of the best in the game, and Glenn Howard, want to talk to you about that shot in 4. A real nice touch shot to get your 2.
Well, if I don't make that, boy, it's lights out against these guys. And, I got a break there and took the most of it. Yeah, for sure. Nice, he's kind of half in the 12 and had to hit it and had to get the roll. So mission accomplished in 4th end.
Just here and doing the interview, mind your manners, in the crowd here behind you. Can you just talk about what this all means to you?
You guys, it's just been unbelievable, the support for, Saskatchewan team. And I'm a rookie skip here at the Brier, but I don't feel like a rookie today. So I'm going to make the most of this and, tie ball game now after 5. And, yeah, here we go.
Well, your manners have been great with us. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers after 5. Says Linda he doesn't feel like a rookie today.
No, but at the beginning, at the start of the game, he was playing a little bit like a rookie. He made some mistakes. That led to steals by Ontario, but he turned it around. Actually, the mistake by Ontario on a double peel in 4. That set up the deuce. And then it was a mistake by Glenn Howard that last end. Draw weight again, a bit elusive. Another steal.
It's 3-3. On this Tuesday afternoon at the Tim Hortons Brier. Craig Saville, the Ontario lead, playing his second stone here in the 6th as we welcome you back to Saskatoon, the Credit Union Center, and our continuing coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier on this Tuesday afternoon. In a 3-3 tie, Ontario and Glenn Howard from the Coldwater and District Curling Club in Coldwater, Ontario.
Just draw down of it.
Will have the last rock here in 6, playing the Redstones.
Just draw, Scott.
You have to expect that Saskatchewan will make a few mistakes being in their first Brier, and the ice is different, all the things we talk about. But it is this end, as it was last end, where it is Ontario making a mistake. Their guard, the corner that they tried to play, slid into the rings. It could be hit.
Looks
the
like
problem
a
with
time.
Saskatchewan is they nosed it and did leave a chance for a come around, and Ontario went back 12.
We got a ton of room.
Lots of weight, too. We talked about so many times, 5th end break, they chamois the ice. It's a hair faster.
Okay.
Craig Saville would definitely know that. He's played in 100 games. He should have that figured out. There's another one deep on this inside-out path.
Still making you sweet.
Yeah, are you, bugger?
I'm going to keep that strategy up, maybe.
I don't think you want to force him into the run back.
Nose?
Knows it?
What do you think?
I don't mind knowing that. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
The goal was simple deuce, wasn't it?
And Wayne's right.
Wayne's absolutely right. Let's not get too complicated here, folks. We need a deuce. We've only had 5 in 5 games. Let's get one built up.
Whoa!
Yeah, their 5th one came last night against Northern Ontario.
Throw.
Predict's pretty good.
Oh, sorry, Scott.
Wait till they nose it again, then we'll go around.
But, okay, I wonder why, though. I mean, I'm asking
Go board.
you, of course.
Or do you like
Leslie,
this?
who knows all
Throw
about
here.
numbers.
Oh, knows all, sees all, yes.
When you looked at all the teams, is that a struggle for most teams to generate deuces or just certainty?
Yeah, the scoring's been a little bit lower in cases.
Okay.
You're
I'm
right,
wondering
Vic.
if that's attributable then just to the ice and the
I think so, and remember what I talked about as far as the last throwers struggling with draw weight, having huge differences between their 2 turns throwing draws. If you can't get the draws in the right place, that's when you struggle with scoring.
Perfect. What do you think? In here, it's fine, eh?
Should be,
so,
yeah. Well, Glenn,
I think it's good everywhere now.
Glenn just threw it.
Yeah.
I think Wayne brings to this team is his memory. He's very, very good at remembering paths, spots, different shots.
That's heavy.
That helps a lot when you're trying to, at the end of the day,
Looks
you're
really
guessing
hot.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
there's nothing yet from Saville or Madaw. As you want to slip to the back of the 12, so they're both teams still struggling here, but that's that inside out. And as you said before, the center line may be a little higher, and so once it gets past it, it's almost like it's coming downhill, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what the curlers sure feel, and it's give you that little extra 3 feet or so. It doesn't quite grind in. And remember, coming the other direction, you're curling into the slide path, which eventually wears down over the course of ends. And they actually will dig in more than in this other direction where they'll glide.
Just clean. Here it comes.
But as soon as one happens, you should be able to fix it. And especially for Ontario, who have this experience, they should be able to counter that. Figure it out at the hack end.
Good shot, Ty.
Good shot.
It's good here, right?
Yep. It's good, Wayne.
Great shot to eliminate 2 Reds for the moment, but if you're a skip, you absolutely love this situation. The front's open. You've got last rock. You've got 2 corner guards, albeit tight.
How are we?
Very, very good situation to score multiple.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Let me in.
Still room.
They're on its own still.
Looks like it's T+.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Are we back to it? If you are back to it, go. You got to go then.
It's not back there yet.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yeah, get her double in there. All right.
Okay.
Now let me ask you a question, because you played with Wayne Madaw, or he played with you in a great run. He tends to throw very quickly. He gets into the hack and almost pounces out of that hack when he's ready to go. I'm not sure he's ready to go sometimes, including that one where it slid a little far. Does that happen to him?
I agree. I absolutely agree. And it's just Wayne's nature. That's the way he's wired. He's quick at everything, the decision making, putting the broom down, everything. He's just a fast thinker, and he doesn't like to hang around. He just wants to do it. He's same on the golf course, and but it has to hurt him once in a while, Linda, especially when the ice is a little tricky. If it's not tricky, it's pretty automatic.
No. All on its own.
So if you're the opposing team, you know that. You've seen that. Can you take him out of his rhythm at all?
I guess you can. You could try to play a little slower, Linda.
Yeah, well, I was thinking what the Brusher should do is maybe slow him down on those occasions, Vic. When the ice is very fast and he leaps in too quickly, maybe do that little dusting in front of the hack that makes you stop and wait, and then maybe he'll kick out a little softer. I don't know. You'd have to get used to the guy to know what his techniques are.
You see it in the golf business a lot, where if there's a fast player, the other player will take forever to get to the green.
You bet. Yeah, a little different, I guess.
Yes! Whoa! Wait's great. Wait's real good. If we can. Back one. Back one. Hard, Brent. Hard, Brent. Go. Good shot.
Remember what I said, playing around the corner guard without hammer. That's dangerous. This could get messy.
Oh, boy.
I was the same as you. I thought it was going to go more.
God, it looked like it's everything. When he gets over that line, it goes bananas.
But I was
And
waiting.
that one didn't.
No. I was waiting as long as I could for it.
Good throw.
Lock it on.
Quick here.
Yeah, pretty slick here.
14.5 still?
Here's a little quicker, I'd say.
Okay.
Scott's been 2 or 3 feet deep with just about every draw. He has to keep this in front of that red one.
And they've told him now it is a little slick here. Quebec and Northwest Territories, Yukon.
Line's a little tight.
Quebec looks to be shot stone corner frozen on the yellow stone for Jamie Cooey. His final rock's on the way.
Never. Get on it. I got it. Go, Tommy, go.
And now a question of moving it far enough, and he does, to pick up the deuce. As Cooey looks to go 5-1. And we just saw Scott Manners again just a little too heavy.
You know, the only thing about the Saskatchewan team, the communication maybe was also lacking. They panicked a bit on the line, and they were brushing it very hard to get it by. It got by quite a bit, and I think they just have to be a little careful to have a conversation and not get too loud and too panicky that they don't hear that one had lots of weight.
3. Normal on the nose?
Yeah, normal on the nose.
Hit this dead on, which you can do. There's enough room with the hack weight. The back red will jam right there. You can sit 2 partially behind the corner. I heard Glenn say Wayne's fooled him a bit. He thought it would really curl inside out, which they normally do, and Wayne's didn't. So it'll be interesting to see what this does.
Clean, yep. Whoa. Yellow one, Langer. Yellow one.
Go, Brent.
Jam spills it off.
Right out. Good shot.
Boy.
And Ontario with last rock.
Boy, Glenn.
Sitting 2.
Pretty good.
He's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's 3.
What's that?
He makes a double, it's 3.
Control. You like that, Ty?
Yep.
It'll be 10. So what am I hitting? Half?
No. I think you got to catch it this way, Scott.
Oh, you want to go that way?
Because if you go this way, it's just going to come here.
So we're going straight back.
Yeah.
10's right there. Right on the schnoz.
Right on the schnoz.
This has to be precise, Vic. If you hit it in the wrong
just
spot,
a hair high.
The red's staying there.
Just a whisker.
If you hit it the other way, the red goes back here and
10.
kills this one, and then Glenn's got a shot for 3 or 4.
Like that ice?
Sounds good. Yeah, that was close.
That was almost a big miscommunication, though, talking different languages about where they wanted to hit it.
And Tyler was right. If you go across the top, you're jamming the second red onto the Ontario rock.
Just clean.
Glenn Howard thinks Saskatchewan hits this right on the schnoz. They may just be sitting 3. And spill in a row. He just spills it around the stone at the back of the 8. And there they are, sitting 3.
What a great shot. That had to be perfect.
Give full credit to Tyler Lang, the third, for actually calling the correct shot and then calling the correct brushing. Nice brushing. Great shot by all 4 players.
Good end.
And so for the second straight end, Ontario and Howard are faced with a big draw. This one isn't quite, well, it's tough. He's facing 3, granted, but the previous end he had to grab the lid. But he's facing 3 with his last here.
Line's good. Whoa. Line's good. Line's good.
Needs a piece of the 4-foot.
Oh boy. Boy, Glenn.
And this time he'll put it right on the pinhole for a single.
Good throw, Glenn.
Thanks.
Ontario leads it 4-3. Continuing with our updates on this 10th draw of Tim Hortons Brier on sheet A. BC against Newfoundland and Labrador. Jim Cotter and the BC champions from the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs.
Line's fine.
In his 3rd Brier appearance. Last year went 4-7 in London. Said he'd grown as a curler, handling the skip position better. And this is a draw for 2. And it will just slide too far. Settling for the 1. Newfoundland Labrador, Brad Gushu continues to lead. Now over on sheet C, Alberta against Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario trying to knock off the undefeated Kevin Cooey. Scored 2-5-3. Brad Jacobs from Sault Ste. Marie leading there. So we have 3 Alberta teams so far. 2 of them representing the country. Well, in fact, all 3 with the win by Heather Nedouin. She'll be at the Women's Worlds in Lethbridge in about a week and a half's time. Jocelyn Peterman and Brendan Bottcher are now at the World Junior Championships being played in Östersund, Sweden. And we have the day completed, and the men, Bottcher and his team from Edmonton, the Saville Sports Centre, they win 2 in a row, go to 5-1. And Jocelyn Peterman out of Red Deer, she wins in just 7 ends over Switzerland. Remembering now that she lost her first and has rattled off 5 straight wins. Well, Ontario made the draw to the lid against 3 to take the 4-3 lead. And so here in the 7th end of play, Saskatchewan will have the last rock playing the Yellowstones.
Perfect hit and roll by Saskatchewan. Dead buried after a nice come around. And Ontario really no chance other than to play the straight run back.
And that hit and roll in position because the come around by Ontario didn't quite get into the right spot. Whoa. That's really their game is rock position. Whoa. Not made there.
Should get them all. Not quite.
Good throw, Langer.
Side. Yep. Okay. I'm not crazy about this. I kind of like going open. I don't want to draw to the center right now. Yeah, I like that. Or completely open.
Well, it is 2 different kinds of approaches. You have to decide how you generate your extra points. They've gotten the 1 mistake, so how do you position the rocks for the rest of the end to set it up?
Let it work, Ty.
Skip originally wanted to go around the guard. And the team has called for the open draw.
Line's fine.
Yeah, I like this. It's a little simpler. Keep them separated.
Just tee.
Come on, go a little deeper in tee. Come on. Come on, a little bit.
Just tee, guys.
Nice throw.
Me of the game plan that said keep it simple. I'm just a little surprised that Scott keeps wanting to go back to the complicated shot.
Linda, we think no less of you just because you're getting this one wrong.
It's not wrong. I say what they should do.
Okay.
And I think the team's on my side with that one. Just interesting.
Right off. Close. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Gives Ontario a chance to roll buried. Look at the nice soft weight.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go, 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 go.
Quiet. It'll just let me know hold the line for him. It'll pop out the other side.
Throw. What you call a great miss, though, because it's partially buried. Not easy to get at. If Saskatchewan decides to hit it, there will be a double.
You don't think they can get across the nose and get the flip in?
No, not with any weight, Vic. You could draw to the inside of the face of that stone, but you can't throw. They're going to try to throw like a board weight here. I don't think you can do any better than dead on.
Stay down.
With Ryan Dice.
Yep. Got room.
Oh, room.
How's the weight?
We're there.
Just back line.
All on its own. Make sure we're killing it. Make sure we're killing it. Go inside. Go.
There's the double.
Dice is a former CIS, a university champion back in 2006. Played with Stephen Laycock.
Yeah, real thick. Yeah.
Laycock, a Saskatchewan champion in his own right. Last year at the Brier, of course, with Pat Simmons, and Pat was throwing the 4th stone, but it was Steve Laycock who was skipping the team.
Just clean, just clean, just clean.
So the interesting part of the end is I'm suggesting they keep it a little simpler. So they decide to go open side. The way things work, they could have then drawn around the center guard to that rock because it was difficult not to prevent the double. So it's just, all I'm suggesting is that they play simpler shots. Don't abandon the guards and the use of it to try and create extra points. So when rock position dictates, you do play a draw. I'm not saying hit everything. So it's just, I'm a little confused with what they're actually trying to do. And that does happen when you're out there in the Brier playing a former champ. It gets a little complicated in your mind.
Yeah, the worst part about not playing the freeze there, which was in a pretty tasty spot for Saskatchewan, they were going to set up a double, which Wayne made no mistake.
Stay here for shot. Okay, Ty. Nice weight.
See if Saskatchewan flips the switch here, because at this point they're forced with that back red Ontario rock.
But I guess that's what I find the hardest about teaching strategy is when you come up with a plan and then you have to think of how 8 rocks for you, and of course the other team gets a turn, but your 8 rocks will lead you towards the goal you have. And I think people tend to flip-flop and don't really get it clear in their mind how to accomplish the goal they've established. And I'm not saying it's easy. Strategy is a tough one.
2 choices here. If it's getting later in the end, if you can't blank, you could draw around that corner. Try to force a mistake. This way they're going to try to hit their way out of it, try to hit and roll behind the corner. They did it once this end already.
Wait, control.
Same weight.
Clean.
Same weight.
Whoa.
Same weight.
Close.
Off.
Whoa.
Off.
Whoa.
Trying. Ryan, all you got. Ryan, all you got. All you got.
Go, bud. Go. Okay. That's fine.
Nice weight.
Got a shot rock, but not in behind cover.
Good job. Good weight.
More.
Couldn't work out better for Ontario. Low risk shots, all easy, hang around. At this point, it's a force, and it becomes a 3-end game with Ontario having the hammer.
Board. Seems to be running here a bit.
Okay.
One of the things that is interesting, too, when you talk to skips, now Glenn Howard has a lot of the experience to be able to call a good game, but we just looked across the sheets, and I remember that the Quebec skip, for example, Robert Desjardins, is a math person, has some logic involved, and that often helps you think about sequencing and equations and how to make it all work. Find the right formula.
Just board. Anything?
No.
Okay. Good shot.
Now here's the switch. It's
unreal.
Roll's not
That
there.
is ridiculous. It actually straightens up, backs up a hair halfway down.
Yeah, I thought the first one I threw there.
Actually backs up a hair halfway down.
on the straight spot.
Okay. Yeah.
Now no choice. You can't blank now unless there's a complete hit and roll out by Glenn. So you go around and try to get your deuce.
Okay.
There's a ton of room to get shot stone. You don't want to go too deep, which would allow an out for Glenn to play a freeze.
Should be all there.
Come on.
Waits up.
Scott's been heavy in this spot 2 or 3 times.
Line's good.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Room.
Down.
Lots of room.
Yeah.
Just for, yeah.
Armstrong and Dice.
Finally.
Got a sneak hit by the guard. Oh, they did. They did, and that extra bit of brushing now will drag it, and it'll stop back 8.
That's fine. Good call, Paul.
That broke early. We watched Glenn miss one there. The draw against 3 over curled.
It's in the hole now.
Yeah,
Look at that, how it broke.
Couldn't have ended up worse for Saskatchewan.
I like that. What's that, just hack? Hope so. Hack. Okay. How did their second man throw his here? Is he the one that didn't get it out? Because even that didn't curl much.
Didn't curl much. No, it didn't. He just threw pretty good, actually. I don't see this curling much.
No, me neither.
So just hack.
Okay. I think that's got to be good.
You think that's too much?
Northwest Territories Yukon with a 5-3 lead, and they are sitting 2. Quebec's final stone coming up. Is there a double for 2 for Quebec here, do you think? As you look at the screen, Russ?
Well, the double's there for sure. It depends on how hard he throws it to hang around. That's going to be the key.
All right. As we watch Glenn Howard.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. Yep. 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 Whoa. Yep. Yes.
Robert Desjardins.
Clean. Clean it. Yes. Yes. Whoa.
Oh, nice shot.
There's the deuce to tie it for Quebec.
Good conversation by Ontario with that hit. They were a little concerned because so many have run straight down that side of the sheet, but I think the ice call was good, the hack weight call was good, and then they used the brushers. So perfect for Ontario, and now a draw against 3.
Last time it over curled on them, and if you pump the weight up here, Linda, I think if you're wide enough, it won't curl.
Boy, this is a big shot here.
Mine's really good.
Needs full 4.
Right on the pot.
Got to be T-line.
Didn't overthrow it.
Can't hurt
Right
it.
on the pot. Come on.
Draw against 3.
Right on the pot. Line's really good. Line's really, really good. Right on the pot. That's good. That's good.
Shot.
And right on the pot. Put one more in Saskatchewan's pot. We're tied at 4. We are all looking forward to next year and the Dominion All-Star Curling Skins game. It's a new qualifying format. You will determine who will play. You can vote for your favorite Canadian men's curlers by position online at tsn.ca. And then the top 4 skips will select the remaining 12 players through a random draw, and we'll have that for you in a special broadcast January 17th of 2013. Go to tsn.ca/skinsgame for more details, and the voting should take place next November, December. All right, let's go over now. Northern Ontario, 2 and 4 coming in. Alberta, Kevin Cooey, so far undefeated, 6 straight wins. But here in this game, Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs from the Sioux Curlers Association's played very well. But right now, this Alberta stone has to hit it on the beak and then settle down, and it'll spin too far. That yellow stone on the left, steal 1. Northern Ontario now leads it 6-3. Our eyes are on everything, so your eyes see everything here at the Tim Hortons Brier in Saskatoon. Saskatchewan gets the single. So here we go to the 8th and a 4-4 tie. And Ontario
Look at that.
will have the last rock playing the Redstones.
So, Vic, this is one of your favorite ends because both teams threw a guard. They didn't race around the first one. Ontario did put up the guard. And then the draw around by Saskatchewan, and you just saw Ontario remove that rock.
And my point to you both, Linda, Russ, was that we don't see that enough. We see the center go up, and then everybody starts diving for the button.
Race to the middle, yeah, exactly. What Glenn's trying to do here is to draw the play away from the center. He would love to score 2 with that corner guard, but he doesn't want to be too risky in the 8th end here. A steal in the 8th end here, he loses control of this game.
Shot. We want to give Glenn a turn.
So now Glenn has lots of options with that rock rolling just to the 12 foot. You can bury behind your own guard and be shot stone.
Quick, buddy.
Yeah, see when you're on top of the house, This is that same spot I threw.
Now let's see how they deal with this spot. The last time we played this direction, there was a lot of deep come-arounds.
Room. Whoa, room.
Off.
Room.
Off. Off.
Your line's good.
Line's fine.
Line's good. Line's really good.
Top 8. Full 8.
Yep. Hard, guys.
Full 8.
Hard, guys.
Hard, Savvy.
Hard,
You gotta
guys.
go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Hard. Hard. A little farther. A little farther. Go, 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 go. Yep.
Beauty. Attaboy. Shot. Well, Langer.
Perfect positioning. It's shot rock by a hair, but it's dead buried and nice and high.
You'd rather do that.
Yeah, I'd rather run.
Yeah, sure.
Well, the original call was to try and angle freeze that. That's pretty early and pretty difficult. So back to the run back.
Close, yeah. Hard! Hard! Shot.
Good throw.
Very
Nice throw, bud. There you go.
Give me a second. Sure. Sure. It's not going to be shot.
Maybe not. If you're just above the tee, it will be.
That guard did get moved over a little bit on the way they played that angle, and this means you have to be careful to be shot or not worry about it, one or the other. Even you might have to not squeak the guard if you want to be shot.
Yeah, I don't think they're too worried about it. They want to create a mistake first.
Line's real good. Room still. Wait
Easy.
only.
Weight's
Easy.
good.
Over
Wait
curl.
only.
Over curl. Over curl. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. You can
Yeah, get it fully in.
Go, attaboy. Good shot.
Shot.
Beauty.
One, hey?
Like that?
Sure, yeah.
Are we shot?
Yeah.
Okay. Newfoundland Labrador with a 1-point lead
Where you are.
on British
Shot,
Columbia. And from that overhead look,
For line here, bud. We'll get
seemed
to
the
shot.
Yellowstone. Newfoundland Labrador, Brad Gushue was sitting one. Final
Line's
rock
better.
against BC and Jim Connor from
Line's fine.
Cotter from Vernon
Line's
and
fine.
Kelowna.
Just wait.
Room.
Yep. Heavy.
sure?
Make sure.
It's there.
Be sure. Whoa.
Trying
Looking
to
like
grab,
you're
yeah, just
flipping
try and
along.
grab enough of that button for two.
Where?
6. And we'll
Clean.
slide
No,
too
7.
far.
Clean if
Newfoundland
you're
Labrador
seven.
and
No,
a
7
single.
Finish.
Up now, 6-4.
You're all here. You're back 4.
No, just 7.
Are we deep? 8.
No,
I think
just
we're
leave,
8.
just leave it.
2 and 2. What a pal, eh?
Saskatchewan decided to draw into sit to.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that one is wide open.
Work some
Yeah, they
rolls
can't buy a
and,
comer on there.
see what
They're deep on a lot of them.
What did he call it?
Wayne Madonna
Board.
Whoa!
here in the 8th of a 4-4 tie.
Clean. Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. A little bit. A little bit. Easy. Not too far. Good shot. Good shot.
Beauty.
Pop back to the center.
Doesn't roll.
And Terry would like to stay shot rock every time they throw. Otherwise, it'll be an aggressive come around that center for Saskatchewan.
Clean. Yeah. Hard.
Whoa.
Yes. Yep. Keep going. Hard. Keep going. You got it. Shot, Ty.
Attaboy. Good shot. Good throw, Ty.
Saskatchewan sitting 2 without last rock.
9-3. 9-3.
Oh, he get there.
You know, Scott Vanners has to do a little bit of managing here, Linda. You know, we see this so often now. Scott is 39 and his entire team is in the 20s, and so he's got a few years. But they put this team together specifically with Tyler Lang and Mike Armstrong coming out of the junior ranks a couple of years ago.
Good. Okay. Good.
Well, the difficult part when you're playing Glenn Howard is it feels kind of safe. You have shot rock, you hit to sit 2, but one little mistake, and Glenn is purposefully waiting longer and longer in these ends to set it up, trying to get the bundle, trying to get the big score. And it gets a little nervous when you realize if you're Saskatchewan that one rollout and you could be in big trouble.
Yeah, nose hit here allows a double opportunity. If you try to roll buried, you roll too far, you set up a double. To be careful. Pretty straight spot. Waynes didn't do much. Time of the day and late in the game like this, they'll get a wee bit straighter.
Yeah. Hard.
Yeah.
Whoa. Close. Whoa.
Yeah.
Off. Yeah.
Skip Stones here in the 8th.
Whoa. That's good. Whoa.
And it will sit. What a beauty.
Good shot. Good.
So how is Mr. Manners doing the rookie against the 14-time Brier participant, Glenn Howard.
It was a slow start for Scott Manners, and at the fifth end break he was at 68%, so those numbers have climbed from the first end and even in the second part of the game, doing much better, including shots like we just saw.
What a great shot.
How many times, Russ, do you,
make more sense?
with all respect to Scott Manners,
it's in there. It's in there pretty good.
do you as a skip play somebody and you've let them hang around? Just haven't been able to put those shots together. Now, granted, he got one with the hammer.
Do I have to move it?
And then he stole singles.
Yeah, yeah.
But that lack of offense, you come back to what Linda says, that lack of offense right now for Ontario, that may be their biggest problem.
Yeah, it happens a lot. You know, up 3-0, and it's the way it happened, too. They were in trouble in the first end. Glenn got a single, stole, and then he started to put it on cruise control a little bit. Not that they did, but in this case, it's not like I think Ontario let down. Saskatchewan raised their level. That's a nice hit and roll. Glenn's going to try to score the old-fashioned deuce with the skip rocks here. Instead of tapping this back and rolling open, then he would be forced to a single. He's going to try to tap this back a little, sit shot rock, and make it very difficult for Scott Manners to remove it.
Only the play. No line. Nothing.
Boy, it's hanging out there again.
It'll curl here.
Nothing at all.
Just there.
No. Still no. Can't.
Hanging out there. Oh, just comes down onto the corner.
Well, that could be trouble for Glenn now.
It's a little heavy. I mean, we didn't get stupid at all.
No, yeah, I guess so.
Pac, you like the line?
Yeah, great try, but you heard Craig Saville say it best. You bring one down here and you just move that back, even if you just want to move it a bit, depending on, it looks like they're going to throw lots of weight, but if you get another great little roll somewhere in this area, I don't think Ontario can score.
Yeah. You like that line?
You could play this with a lot softer weight, Linda.
That should be close. Should be close. Yeah.
Just a heavy draw. You really only have to bump it to the 8-foot, but you can make it either way.
Yeah, we got it.
I think this is the feeling that if it's not in the rings, it can't score, and often you see that at this stage of the game with the pressure on.
Don't want to miss wide, though. You might set up a triple.
Oh. Got it clean. Hard.
Manners. Final stone. Dice. Armstrong. Big scrub. Huge scrub. Get it by the guard first. The crowd will tell you.
Not too bad for Scott. I think the weight selection was a little off, Linda. And then they had to get a bye, so they swept it early. You don't blame them. But with that much speed, how do you get it by and get that inside flick? And that was a good shot, but it could have been better.
It's like
if it hadn't disturbed that other yellow, you can see the dilemma. That front of the button would have been covered.
But in defense of Scott, I guess you soften the weight, you tick the guard, you give up a deuce. So there's nothing wrong with sitting 3 at this point in time.
No, it was a very nice shot.
Yeah, it was.
So again.
How's the weight?
Facing 3.
Weight's good. Clean it.
With his last. Glenn Howard.
Just clean it. Clean it right to it. Try, Glenn.
What? Right to it for the single. Ontario retakes the lead. Time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca. Enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. We'll give you the secret word in a little while. Let's continue with our updates now. We'll go over to the game between Alberta and Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario with a 6-3 lead. An opportunity here for, so far, undefeated Kevin Cooey of the Glencoe Club in Alberta to pick up a couple.
Well, last end he was a little wide on the in-turn, and it rolled too far. This one they have to hold the out-turn.
Nolan Thiessen, Carter Rycroft, and they do. 4-2. Northern Ontario continues to lead at 6-5. So standings coming in. Alberta, the only undefeated team. That, of course, is Kevin Cooey. His brother Jamie is right there, just one game back in the loss column, tied with Ontario. BC's on the ice, and we want to check in on British Columbia as they play Newfoundland and Labrador. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, all around the forefoot. And final stone coming up for Jim Cotter out of the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs. You saw the brush down from his third. Kevin Folk, is he trying the in off here?
He is. There's not much room there. Brad Goucher just drew another one into that cluster.
Close.
Off, and he spins it up and back. Steal of one for sure.
Should have let it go. We might have come onto that one, eh?
And having a look around the edge, it'll be close.
Yeah.
2 it is. Steal of 2. Newfoundland, Labrador up 8-4 now. Brad Goucher from St. John's. Well, back and forth we go in our featured game on this Tuesday afternoon for draw 10 of the Tim Hortons Brier. Ontario back in front, leading 5-4. Saskatchewan will have the last rock. They have the hammer, playing the Yellowstones here in 9.
Well, we are back to that familiar pattern of coming around the center. Ontario Stone is too deep and went back 4. And that rock that is shot stone is Saskatchewan's.
Go for weight.
Trying to draw up to it.
Well. Yes. Yeah. Keep going. Okay.
Return the favor, Linda. A little bit light.
Can we go peel red and
Go this way?
I don't really like that because they just get there. What
do you think?
I like peeling because I think Goose would be real nice. I mean, blank, I'm sorry. I think we keep that 4-foot open.
Tyler's going to go down and talk to Scott about this one.
It's not. No. So what are you thinking?
Well, something with these.
So you want to just blast?
If we
bang, bang.
What if we go like this?
Well, we could.
We're peeking in now on Quebec, the Northwest Territories,
really
Yukon, in a 5-5
like
tie. Final stone on the way from
It's all you guys.
Jamie Cooey of Yellowknife.
Line's good.
It's all about you guys and that front end of Brad Chorskowski on the left and Robert Borden on the right. Tom Nogler is managing the house.
Well, the Quebec skip just missed a double.
Good boy, Jamie.
And that's the draw for 2. Trying to go 5-1.
Good in, boys.
You want to hit half? Can hit it real.
Another difference of opinion here, and this is one end where you have to be really clear on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to blank? Are you trying to score your deuce? And how are you going to accomplish it if you do want to score the deuce? Scott wanted to draw.
Can hit a quarter.
The team wanted to hit, so it is a hit.
If you're going to clear it something, I'd go red, and your yellow might shoot in the rings. This is going to leave a center guard here.
Yep. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Snap.
You try and go through there? I don't see much else.
I don't know about that. A little dangerous. Normal
Right
through the hole.
Right through the hole.
Firm board.
No,
Good.
you got to throw normal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. I can only see 2/3 of it.
But still, if you hit an inch of one of the guards, you got to make sure you...
Okay.
Just normal.
What do you like? Sure.
Just normal.
Oh, they don't...
All you have to do, if you're going to go through this
How
hole, it's
hard?
awfully small, but make sure you wreck on this one. If you wreck on this one, you'll hit the backside of this
Firm
one, and you
board.
can come back
Firm
into the
board,
rings.
yeah.
If you do it the opposite way, you're going to leave a red one right there.
I got this.
So if you're going to, it's tough shots. You got to think about the alternatives. Try to tick that lower one and the one on the right-hand side of our screen. That's a tough hole, Linda.
That's very tough.
Just board.
Whoa. Brent Lang.
Very close.
So we play second stones
Whoa.
here in the 9.
Come on.
Whoa. Oh, he's going to find the hole, isn't he? Oh, dear.
Get out of the house.
Could have actually swept that
That's
and
okay.
done what I said, get the backside of that other yellow.
How do you want to draw it?
That's good, dude.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wrap around.
4 or 5. Just take away half it for sure.
I think we use a little less.
I think that's good.
What if we hit him flat on the back?
I don't mind this.
Trot stone is partially exposed, so they're going to try and do a little tuck
bit of room.
to cover it up.
Not bad.
Okay. Line's good.
Clean.
Line's good.
Right here, top 8.
Line's getting tight.
No, line's fine.
Yep.
Good weight.
Yep.
Good weight.
Lots of room. Not too deep.
Just to it.
Right to
What
it.
are we doing?
Hold on.
Just
Right
locking
to it.
on.
Oh.
Just a little bump.
Off,
Oh.
off, 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 off.
Yep, yep,
off.
yep.
It's there. It's good.
Too much.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's fine. Good shot.
Boy, did that ever finish? That fooled everybody. Nice that it's buried, but it kind of exposes the shot rock.
I think we had to keep the line.
Yeah, we're going to top it a little bit.
Exactly.
It hurt.
That's not good now.
And Glenn could hit that shot rock sit too, but it would create a double. So they're trying to close the end down, force Saskatchewan to take their single. And Ontario would have the hammer
line's
coming
good.
home.
Hard line. Line's good. Line's good.
Hard line.
Line's good.
Whoa, whoa.
Easy, easy, easy.
We're there. Real good.
Easy.
Real good.
Line's good.
Real good.
Right to it.
We're to it. We're to it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep, 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 yep,
And right to it and right in the pocket.
Great shot.
Somebody who's struggled a little bit. But is it fair to say the draws haven't been his problem? It's been the upweight shots that have been Wayne Madaw's problem?
Well, it's just line in general, and so yes, the timing on throwing a hit, even in the quieter hits, that's been the trouble.
What's
Stay
he
on
wanting
top.
to do with it?
Right here.
Okay. I don't mind this.
No, me neither.
That's a huge shot for Ontario. It's tough to get a multiple score with that red one there. What are you going to do with it?
What if we just get rid of that yellow guard?
Why don't we hit their back and
Yeah,
forth?
one little
At least
mistake
keep-
is all it
I like
takes.
this.
Scott decided to draw.
What does it do,
What if we hit
That's
the back?
fine,
What?
rather than peeling out the back one, but that means you are going for a deuce and you are having to get the stone
I like
in
this.
exactly the right place.
Line's good. Where?
7 right now.
Oh,
then.
Yeah, 7.
where are we?
7.
Ooh, this is a lot of
You go to
weight.
the
You might
back
have to go to the
Okay,
back
then
one.
hard then.
Come down, George. Your sticks.
Boy, just don't want to be.
Hard,
Where?
do it.
Let's get this side.
Come on, we can't be beside. Go, go, go! Hard, hard.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, Ty.
That's okay. I don't know what. Go talk to him.
Your thought was what? If they come to the back, not, I mean, the reason I ask is because they did let off the brushing. If they were able to drag it that far, your thought is what?
That's what they should have done. That guy, they made the audible halfway down. It was heavy, and they wanted to sweep it to the back. And then they kind of decided it wasn't going to get there. But he didn't want to leave it on top of Wayne's red one because then Glenn could slam it in and take all the yellows out. So.
Actually, you hit either one. You can hit as much you see here or as much you can see here.
Can't see any.
Can't see that. Well, you can, but you got a quarter of it, but that's not a lot.
Did you drill it?
I don't know if you need to drill it. I think you want to keep your shooter around.
That's what I was thinking.
Because
I
get 2 yellows.
Because if you throw it with board and you hit it a hair high, that one's probably not going out. Like I got to almost nose it to be any good, right?
And you can't.
You can't. It's quarter berry.
Let's get rid of. If you can get rid of 2 yellow, I'm happy.
Okay, let's get rid of 2 yellow.
Where's that 2 going?
I think it's going to tick.
The
I
2
think you're losing that
is
back one
spinning
too.
out.
Yeah.
I don't think that matters, does it?
Touch this.
Actually, it might.
I
I don't see anything else.
I think we hit it.
Got to hit a lot of this.
Hey?
It's got to hit a lot of this.
Wayne's going to try
I
to
think
hit
if you
it
hit it,
right
not if you're
there
buzzing
with
it down.
tons of weight.
I think if you hit a quarter, it's
The yellow
fine.
goes
Not
for
too long
sure.
ago.
They're trying to decide what happens with this one, and I think it's going to come through this
Like,
way.
I think ours is gonna spin
might
out.
remove this rock, but that's not a problem without hammer here. They have to start moving some yellows.
Let's not do that. We don't want that to happen.
No, both his yellows are gone, but ours is gone too. So there's the only thing left is his yellow and our red.
Which could end up being a blank end, and that's what Saskatchewan would like to
Well,
have.
time out. No, I don't. I can't make the triples on the yellow. The only thing left is this yellow that shot and our red behind it.
Our red might go too, though.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think so, Linda. Do you? Do you think that back red will go? It might.
Yeah, it depends how the yellow comes off the other yellow.
See, the killer is whether or not if I hit it and it carries it all and sticks here.
This has a chance of hitting it. It's not going to stick on it.
It can't stick on it because that's in the way.
Right.
The
There's a chance of it hitting it.
What about that way?
Oh, no, that's super dangerous.
Well, if I get all these three, what's pretty is I'm probably going to get this one too. I'm going to move that one, right?
That's true. Could you nose that?
What if we nose that and just leave him two?
Nose it instead of...
He might guard.
Oh, boy.
Why don't he guards? We have to run one in, I guess. I don't know. Are we okay if this spins out?
I'm okay. I am okay with that.
I'm not if it takes this one. And
I'm okay if you get rid of 2 yellow. So what if it takes that? Actually, I'm glad if it takes that.
I'm starting to think it's going to stay.
They might sit one yellow then.
I'm starting to think this is going to stay.
Do you?
The yellow is?
Yeah.
The yellow, it has to. If it tape misses it, it hits it right there.
I'm only hitting half this.
I'm worried. If you hit that too thin, it's just going to go to here.
I'm only hitting half of it.
I know.
Right?
That's why I'm a little concerned.
There's any chance, Wayne, that the 2 hits the 6 though?
The 2 hits the 6.
Yeah, right
if
here.
That just brushes this. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like this rock, this can only ever hit it on this side.
Yeah.
There's definitely a chance.
My concern is
as many angles as you study, it's still a little bit of a question when the rocks are so close together.
You get some of the best in the business. Wayne's been a master at it for years. Glenn's been around more than anybody, obviously, and they can't even figure it out.
Okay, hit it as thick as I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the call though. This is the right call. You want to. You don't have hammer. There's 3 yellow in the 4-foot. This should remove 2 of them. Yes, it might give Saskatchewan a blank opportunity, but forcing them to a 0 instead of a 2 is much nicer. I don't see any better opportunity than this one right here.
I can't see near as much of that. I see what he's looking at now. You can't see that much.
This will be moving.
You said earlier that his problem has been with his upweight shots, the line in particular.
Stay with that back one.
And he's going to leave
shot.
1.
Attaboy,
Gets
Wayne.
rid of 2.
Good shot, Wayne.
Saskatchewan does have the last rock, and they are the shot stone, top edge of the button.
Yeah, it came off the way I thought it might. I didn't see it dragging onto that yellow red one, and the bonus is Wayne hung around.
Before we overanalyze it, that's exactly what I thought.
I think that was a little bit of overanalysis. You're right.
We're just making sure you're right.
And then once we looked at it for half an hour, I was a lot more nervous.
The way the red bounced off the yellow, it was no problem.
Yeah, we knew it was never going to hit.
See, that's Wayne. He's so fast once you confuse him by thinking about it. Good shot.
It's not very good.
Yeah, that'll be close.
Crotch double.
Maybe a tap's good.
Yeah, it's real easy double though.
Yeah.
I think we're doing this, aren't we?
What if we go like this? And a shooter to here.
That's not
I don't
bad.
mind hitting flop, yeah.
I don't mind that. Just a
I'm good
slight
with that.
angle.
I think if you anything, you want to hit it though.
Just like
Board?
Oh, it's your shot, eh?
board.
You're just hitting.
I don't think they have to make a move in this yellow one, Linda, because Glenn has to, and that's not an easy shot to remove that. If you manage to chip it out, you're going to roll your shooter out of the way. Now a blank opportunity's there. I'd be tempted to hit that other red or go around the center guard.
Hit him flop.
I like this.
It's just going to set up a double unless you're absolutely perfect.
I think the first indication was actually to hit the red and sit first and third shot.
I like that. You could even hit and roll behind the corner. Glenn has to make a play in this yellow, and it's tough to hit it and stay for 2.
Tyler Lang.
Whoa, control. Control.
As we play third stones.
Close.
Whoa!
Control.
Whoa!
The spot has not moved of late. You have to have the perfect weight.
There's your double.
Okay.
To sit 2.
Not the end of the world. It's still playing, still open, yeah.
Sometimes we see those little touch shots where
Okay. But, well, do you throw it with
He
normal?
could have maybe played a little bit of a quiet split off.
Yeah.
Maybe rub it just enough to get in behind the guard.
Yeah, I agree, Vic. I like that a lot. And it might not have removed that back red one, which was helping him.
This one's only going to here.
All right.
You make the double.
Leave him. It's going to leave him shot.
Yeah, maybe we should just drill it.
Let's dribble it.
Yeah.
Drill the double.
Make the double. He hits them.
Blank.
No,
Maybe. We'll have the choice to go around, too.
He hits
Right?
it, we go
Yeah.
in.
I could
Make
we
the
got to
double.
hit.
I just got to watch I don't hit and roll Barry, that's all.
I think you make the double.
Make the double?
Make the
Okay.
double.
All right.
Normal or peel?
Oh, peel.
Peel?
We'll also have the choice to draw around that guard or hit and roll.
The double is a very easy double. Somebody like
No, that's right.
Glenn's caliber will hit it there. The double is very makeable, but where's that red one going to roll? If the red one rolls
It's going to drill
out,
the double.
you'll probably see Saskatchewan hit that last rock, and now the blank is on, but you might see Glenn ignore it and draw right around that center guard and try to force to one, knowing that if he does give up a deuce, if he doesn't make a good shot, he's still only one down coming home with the hammer.
That's when I say that you have to have a plan, because you know exactly what you want to be coming home, and you see a lot of teams have a plan and then change their mind. This is straight right here.
Checking in on Alberta, Northern Ontario, and Northern Ontario appears to be sitting 1, 2, maybe even 3. Final rock on the way
T-line, just for weight.
from Brad Jacobs,
Well, it's got to finish.
Sault Ste. Marie.
T-line, put it on the tee.
It bust. Boy, he needs a good piece of that button, and it will not break.
Okay.
Steal of 1, Alberta. They're tied at 6, and so Alberta
You like that ice?
and Kevin Cooey will look to steal a 7th straight win.
I think
Shade
so,
more.
too. A little firm, normal.
Off, I put it back.
Whoa!
Off.
Off!
A little firm, a little outward motion. This has to
All
curl.
on its own.
Hard! Hard!
Going to come up for
No.
him. It does, and now
Okay,
it'll
that's my
roll
shot.
over and just bite top
That's
for him.
good.
Sitting 2 again.
See what he does.
Saskatchewan.
Okay.
I would love to have hit it dead on, and the 2-ender was on.
You gotta be careful.
I was a little too careful.
Well, I was thinking almost we could roll it almost half under for a second.
Yeah, I could see you thinking like that.
But no, that's...
I could see it. Yeah, but you know what? We're good.
No, I know, that's not bad.
Glenn throws this hard enough, makes the double. It's almost a natural angle to possibly roll behind that yellow.
That's the worst part. It wouldn't be bad to leave a double if you're looking for a blank, but you don't want them to roll.
Green, yep. Yep. Hard.
Howard in his last.
Whoa.
Lang Saville back right off now. They hold the line. Oh, they make the double.
Go, Wayne. Go, Wayne. Keep
And
going.
yes,
It's gonna
they
spin.
did.
Shot. Sorry, Glenn.
It's the kind of thing that the front end and that brushing of Saville and Lang can help you.
Certainly can. They know exactly what's happening.
Well, that rollout means the blank is available. That was a tough spot for them. I don't think any of the rocks, except maybe the draws, did what they thought it would do in that spot.
So Scott Manners in Saskatchewan will pitch it to the bumper. We'll go to 10. Manners will have the last rock. Coming home. From the moment he won the Saskatchewan Tankard, the local curling media has been scrambling to write stories about their new champion. But they've had trouble answering this one simple question. Just who is Scott Manners? Well, we've started to learn over the last month his story makes him a pretty easy guy to cheer for. You see, he runs a farm near Lloydminster with his brother. He spends a lot of his spare time teaching kids how to curl. And he's been dreaming his whole life of being where he is right now, and that's on the ice at the Brier. He's well aware that Saskatchewan hasn't won the title in 32 years, but politely reminds reporters that it's not something for him to worry about. After all, he has never lost a Brier in his life. His humble and gracious personality is really just who he is. In fact, when people close to him are asked to describe what he's like, what's the first thing they all say? Well, he's just a really nice guy. And what else would you expect from someone named Manners? From Battleford, and that's the drive today. If you go northwest, take the cutoff there, you go about 140 kilometers northwest of Saskatoon. It would be a battle on a day like this to get to Battleford. Welcome back on this Tuesday afternoon. The weather radar, everything is blown out now after a really heavy snow started late yesterday into the midday today. The blank means that Saskatchewan is down by 1. And they do have the last rock here in this 10th playing the Yellowstone.
You guys want me to throw this? Go ahead.
Well, it's one of the most interesting situations we have in curling, probably the most discussed. What do you do if you're one up without or one down with? And decisions by the two skips were to play guards. Center guard for Brent Lang and his team, and corner guard for Saskatchewan. And then the two come-arounds, and both actually nicely made. Setting up the angle with this come-around as well.
Yep, you go now.
Whoa, it's got a curl.
Lock it on, line's good. Lock it right in there. Come on, Wiener. Good boy. Good throw.
Oh, great shooting at the right time for both teams here. Nice angles.
Just bump it a bit.
You like nose? I kind of like it run too. Do you like run? Like nose hit?
Just bump it a bit. Stay on the top.
Oh, really?
What do you think? You like running it?
Want to do that?
Yeah, like nose.
Okay. Normal.
Okay.
It's a good call, a low risk call. It's a much better chance to get your single. Do not roll out, though. Throwing this much weight, that's always a possibility.
Ryan Dice.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Just got right up.
Gets some separation. Sitting one. Center is covered by a Saskatchewan stone. Well, it's time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge, and the secret word is dinner. So right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter that secret word dinner for a chance to win a trip for two to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia.
Forward. Close, yep. Whoa, whoa.
Solid if anything.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
No solid.
Yep. Whoa.
Close, whoa.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Great track.
All right, so this is a chance for Saskatchewan. They've got the house the way they want it. Rocks are now 12-foot or 8-foot. Nothing behind that center line guard near the button.
Hard to get shot.
So which way do you want to approach it?
I like drawing.
Yeah.
I like not. Yeah, just straight draw.
I'd rather hit and flop. I'd rather. I'd rather hit.
He won't be playing that right
Top
now.
four. Just bite the four.
Well, this is that
I like this.
situation, Russ, I've asked you before. When the ice is as tough as it is to make the draw, would it not be easier to make the hit and roll over?
Yeah, the hit and rolls, and it's also a good call in this case, Fick, because that red one's usable for either team. If Scott managed to make this good, you might see Glenn play the in off that red one. But I think the ice is a lot better today for draw weight. There's been a lot of really nice freezes this end.
Really got to go tight.
Got to slow down.
Get ready. This is okay. This isn't going to hurt us. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Keep going.
And to the back edge of the four.
That is the challenge, though, for Saskatchewan. In this game, their draw percentage is 77, where their hit percentage is 89 as a team.
It's the way they're missing him, too, Linda. It's always there, and then you can just see how much easier it is. Wayne locks this on. It's tough to score two when you've got one frozen on the button. If that's top 8, Glenn has to move it. He moves it towards those red ones at the back, and you might get a mistake.
Whoa, for a sec.
Good. Okay, it's got a curl, though.
Whoa, lot
There,
close.
it's hot. It's on. Got to curl a mile. Not even touching, is it?
Heavy. Okay.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Fuck off.
It's sort of been the story of this game, as you said, Russ. Draw weight, getting the rocks in the right spot. 2 in a row, too deep. Lane's just rubbing off.
That would be the spot. If you could over curl this a little bit or throw the other turn, you could get it there. That's it on that side of center. Then if Wayne hits it, it directs towards Wayne's red rug.
I still like this way.
Yeah, I did too.
Somebody needs to put one in front of the tee line here.
Sure. Yep.
Line's good.
It's good.
For weight.
Room.
Room. Where?
Pretty good.
4,
Six.
5.
6.
Not deep.
We're 6.
Staying
Top
out.
button.
Got
Right
it.
off. Right off.
It's really trying. I think you're all here.
Sit.
Just stay on top of this.
Sit.
Not quite there.
Okay.
Our first final comes from Sheet A. Newfoundland and Labrador will win it. Make the final 8-6 over BC. Jim Cotter. So British Columbia now 4-3. Newfoundland, Labrador, and Guju are now 2-5.
Same weight's probably pretty good.
Same weight, okay.
Yeah, no less. Sorry, no more. No more.
Saskatchewan doesn't win this game. It's just those 2 shots you could look back at. Really, it's they're not much heavy. They're still good shots. They're almost buried, but this gives Wayne a pretty easy one.
It's good. Whoa.
Clean it.
Yep.
Clean it.
Less than the last one.
Yep, go then.
Whoa.
Weight's good.
Whoa.
You're right on nose now. You're on nose now. Go.
Back
4.
Get it here, long as you
curl
can. You
a bit.
gotta go. You gotta go. It's left.
It's good. That's pretty good, isn't it? Oh, it's not good.
Yeah, just
Normal.
Kind of lost that one. The idea was to tap it, certainly for shot, and there's that double that we talked about, Vic. Maybe they left it for themselves.
I'm really surprised with that last one. They said about the same weight.
Yeah, sure.
And then they could have brushed it if it needed a bit for line, and just didn't work for Glenn.
What do you have to hit?
Half it.
Okay.
Third.
In a 6-6 tie, and Alberta sitting 2. Final rock here for Northern Ontario and Brad Jacobs out of the Sioux Curlers Association. Piece of the 4 will give him the win and hand Alberta their first loss.
For Brad Jacobs, his front end made the ticks and peels.
Looking at the double, and there they go. All on its own for the win. And Alberta and Kevin Cooey will lose their first, make the final 7-6. So it's 6-1 Alberta, Northern Ontario. A big win for Jacobs out of Sault Ste. Marie. He is now 3-4.
What a great double here. Ideally hit that a little thicker, and if you ever hit it on top of that red and stayed buried, Glenn would be in a world of trouble. There is room here. You're going to jam, but you can get to the button.
Do that just to move that to there.
Yeah, you could throw.
Leave that as a saver.
Back ring.
That might be better, guys. Then if I hit it and move this to there, then that might a catcher.
Yeah.
For the jam.
Well, he definitely can't go inside. He's slashing it high on his last one. Or
should be some
if
kind
he's,
of wall.
I'd like to get that outside the red one, though. This doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters, Glenn, because this one's going to be shot back there.
Well, then yeah.
It's your next one that's the force one, right? That's the point
take
that
a look.
Count for us.
Well, I got lots of room. There's an inch, 2 inches air. Timeout. Sure. Timeout.
I don't think Glenn has to worry about moving this yellow one. This yellow one right here.
A little bit,
just get it to there. That sets up a wall.
Which is great.
Yeah.
We freeze tap and he doesn't even score.
I think we do this. Try to get this
How
to here.
hard? Just
hack,
maybe.
Hack
the board. So we're trying to roll inside. Basically, that's the same shot you threw 2 ends ago, an 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Very same shot. You threw an 8.
Will the hack pop it out to here? It should, eh?
Oh yeah.
I
if
think
you roll,
so,
if you roll
yeah.
inside at all, yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
That's where Wayne's amazing. He really is good at that, Vic. That 45 minutes ago, Glenn threw one in that spot, and Wayne's. I used to, when I played with Glenn, I used to ask him to help me with that type of information. If I knew where to put the broom, I had an awfully good chance of making the shot. But you tend to forget, and Wayne's so good at that.
We got it. Yeah, we got time.
A little thicker in that double, and that would have been impossible for Glenn to get to the inside.
On the second one.
Yeah. Interesting. You heard Manners, Scott, say to his third Ty Lang, that calming influence. We'll have time. We'll get it done.
Just hack.
Skip Stones here in this 10th, 5-4 Ontario. Glenn Howard and his first.
Clean it. Clean it. Whoa, off, off. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yellow one, yellow one, yellow one, yellow one.
And there's that little wall now.
Great shot.
That's good.
Nice shot, Glenn.
Thanks.
Beauty.
It's a great shot because all Manners can do is remove the red, and that leaves a wall for Ontario.
Pick it out.
Then he plays this, Mike.
And he has to hit it at
He might do
such
that
an
anyway.
angle that there'll be room.
Just back line.
And the crowd that has braved the weather.
That's pretty good. Sit in the open
Lots of them here.
'Cause then he
Not
doesn't
quite
have
as
that
full as we've
zigzag.
seen it.
And even if he does that, then we got that back line. You like that?
Yeah.
Looking for a Saskatchewan win, possibly, if they can get a deuce. Here in the 10th, Saskatchewan does have last rock.
Back line. Back line.
Right?
I don't know what he's
If
doing.
it misses his back
Yeah,
and he rolls away.
There's a puck. Or the double.
Yeah, depends how far he rolls. Whether he
It's sort
rolls.
of quiet, though.
Yeah.
You like that ice, guys?
Yep, looks good.
What's he doing here, Russ?
Smart move to throw less weight. You could just pick that out of there, and then Glenn has a fairly easy double or a freeze to take away the end. So he's going to try to hang around here, so soft weight.
So just tap it back and by.
He's not even worried about getting shot rock at this point in time. Got to hang around with that shooter.
Off! Right off! Off! Right off!
And out the back, and the shooter will roll, though, to sit full in the 12-foot.
Just a hair, eh?
A little bit of adrenaline, maybe a little bit of extra brushing. He wanted to save that shooter, even if it jammed. And a good try, but makes it much easier for Glenn.
Oh, a good call. It's a little hotter now.
The tendency is as soon as you add a little weight, that spot is straight.
Oh.
So they're going to have to be careful with their last.
Third.
I feel like out turn.
You like out turn?
Yeah, I just threw it earlier.
We're going to throw a peel?
You like this?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Leaves a very simple double, other than it's
There?
for the game.
Right there?
It's hit this almost as thin as he wants.
Wayne, just not super peel, just hard. Down from peel.
Peel.
Trying to hit a third, eh?
Yeah.
Glenn realizes he doesn't have to whip it. It's just moving those two rocks out of the 8-foot.
Yep.
Yeah, hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Right out of his hand.
Hard.
Lang and Saville now trying to hold it for him. May have gotten it a little started here, trying to hold the line for their skipper. Got one, got two, and he back it up. And now timeout has been called as Saskatchewan had only 55 seconds left.
Good shot, Skipper.
Thanks.
Very interesting sequence, and it does mean that Saskatchewan, although they played a little less risk, is facing a situation where they need the button. And as I mentioned, they're playing down that same spot that they've really struggled as far as line goes. It seems to be going a little bit straighter and certainly slides.
This is dead buried, too.
You guys held it real good.
Put it right on the pin.
I didn't
You guys held it.
I didn't really want to throw wide.
There again, the benefit of a tremendous front end. Great brushing from Saville and Lang. And now final rock for Saskatchewan. Needing the pinhole for their single to force an extra.
Go heavy. Go heavy. Can't touch it right now.
Whoa,
Line's
Just
fine.
line.
Whoa.
Line's really good. Clean.
On its own, it's there.
Whoa.
Beat backing. Beat backing. Beat backing.
Whoa.
It's coming. Wait for it.
Beat backing.
Wait for it.
Needs the pin.
Wait for it.
You can hear.
Wait for
Kai
it.
Lang, wait for it.
Sit
wait
down,
for
Jimmy.
it. Tap it back and sit, and that'll do. Saskatchewan will get their single. Will go one more. And interestingly enough, on sheet D, Quebec skip Robert Desjardins, realizing that that was coming up, he decided to wait. And now those two yellow stones belong to Jamie Cooey from Yellowknife. Desjardins now needs to score a couple.
Yep, yeah! Whoa!
Monroe, Villeneuve, run back, get him, two of them. Did he bump him far enough? Far enough. Oh! Got one. Tom Nogler has a look. Villeneuve has a look.
That's close.
Villeneuve thinks it's two.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Jamie Cooey now having a look.
Oh, yeah.
And look at Desjardins.
What a great shot.
Oh, they're going to put a stick to it.
What a great shot.
All the way on this, sir.
I'm pretty sure it's them.
He, we said when we saw him opening day, he's emotional. He loves the game. And again, to us this morning, said, you know, I may be the best of the 1 and 4 teams. So here we go from the Quebec stone, the red stone.
Yeah. Two in the line.
We'll go to the Yellowknife stone.
Very much.
Needs to be Quebec's second shot. And wait for the point. It is. Quebec will get their deuce on a wonderful run-back double. They, too, will go one more. And we will be here to show it to you.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. By Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 30 years. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
So with two finals, let's update the standings for you in Alberta. And Kevin Cooey loses his first. Now there is a chance that his brother Jamie could win with an extra end, and he does have the last rock over there against Quebec. He could go to 5-1. Ontario's on the ice. They could also go to 5-1. Ontario with the last rock as it gets that time of the week. Starting to get excited. Who's going to be where by the time it's all said and done on Thursday night as we welcome you back to Saskatoon Credit Union Center. Two games are on the ice, still going to extras. This is our featured game, of course. Saskatoon and Saskatchewan getting the single in 10 of a 5-5 tie, and Ontario does have the last rock here in this extra, playing the Redstones.
Well, you're about to see where the rocks went for Leeds Rocks, because two guards were up and two ticks were made. Look at that yellow one just off the bumper. Scott Manners tried to brush that over when the tick was being made. That is the perfect tick.
Yeah, no kidding. You can't use it in an inch or two farther. It comes back, and for a much-needed guard, just perfect is right.
Really good line.
As you pointed out, Lynn, at the start of the week, a little wider sheets than sometimes, and that came into effect right there.
Sure did. What a huge difference, though. You've played a whole game. Ontario still struggling to get the deuces, has some steals, and has now set themselves up for another win, another close game, another extra end.
What else is new?
Scrapping it out.
Unbelievable. 6 games Ontario has played have gone down to the last shot. They've escaped 4 times already.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean. Whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa. Good.
Oh, get in the house.
Nope. Good save by Craig Saville to stop the double kiss.
I'm going to keep that guard up a little higher. You'd love to see one of the rocks go over to that yellow one and maybe come back in the rings.
2, 1.5.
Just 2.
You sure?
Line's good.
Good.
Where?
2. 2 at least.
Doing this again?
Just 2. Just
No,
2.
we're
2.
So
No,
looking
we're not
to
there.
You're higher? Whoa then.
Yeah.
Whoa
as
then.
you suggest, leave it a little higher.
You're going to carry here a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Tooth position.
At this point in time, you'd like one a little deeper. You know, you can't be too high. It's not
Good
really
shot, Ty.
usable with the big curl, but you'd love to have this go onto the yellow and back in the rings. Glenn's smart enough to use the other turn, so at least it's a red rock going that way. Stranger things have happened.
Hard.
Yep.
Clean.
Yep. Yep.
Clean. Clean.
Yep.
Clean. Yep. 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 Good. Throws, guys.
What?
Well, let's take a look at the game story, Linda.
Well, they really did trade a few mistakes along with some good shots in that first half. In particular, Skip's coming on the wrong side of the draws, giving up steals in 3 and 5. The last end 10 didn't really work for Saskatchewan. They never got things set up, so we're in the extra. And Scott Manners, though, a tough start. 68% of the fifth end break, and has come on very strongly in this game.
Save 2.
Looks lighter.
The rookie Skip playing a skip in his 14th Brier.
Hard.
Glenn
Hard.
Howard.
Really hard.
You go hard on this one.
Hard, guys. Go.
I think you're good.
And
Just
a
clean.
record-setting
You're over,
appearance
right?
for Howard, of course,
Hard.
if you weren't with us at the start. Playing in Brier game
Good
number
sweep, Ty. Nice shot, Ty.
175 to surpass the previous mark of 174 set by you, old-timer.
Yeah, well, Glenn, my mother said his attendance was always better at school and everything, so he's got the. It's a lot of games, let me tell you. And you know, with this team, they're trying to get to the Olympics. It's another 2-year commitment. That could be 2 more Briers that the way they've been playing, and he could hit 200.
But you have to remember with Glenn, we say that sometimes it's the fact that you're attending the event. In his case, he's not just participating,
No.
he's right to the finals.
Well, that's the more impressive thing, Linda. Sorry, it's not the games. It's the games you're winning.
It's entertaining over there, isn't it?
Yeah, but still time to take a look over at the other game that's on the ice.
You're gonna
Quebec,
shave more when it
Northwest Territories, Yukon. They're in a 7-7 tie. And it is the team from Yellowknife, skipped by Jamie Cooey, that does have the last rock.
Oh, there on its own.
We'll get there
Can't
as
touch
soon
it
as
right
they're
now.
ready to
Don't even
decide.
look at it. No.
Close.
Right
No.
off.
10.
It's a little hot.
Inside out. We know it's quick.
It's really trying.
Really dig.
He's trying the other plan of putting one in and hoping by the end. With the next one, you could put a second one in, make it
Okay.
complicated, but this one
Scott.
has to stop.
That's not bad.
Yep. Just T-line, eh?
Just amazing, though, when those ticks
T-line.
are made. I know some people prefer to play come-arounds on those guards and establish the house, but Glenn got the perfect shots, and what a wonderful position when you skip and you've got that house wide open in front of you.
Doesn't get easier than this, that's for sure. It's
Still the same, Glenn.
Glenn managed to be shot rock here. He will have to draw basically the 8-foot to win the game. Nice to have a practice one here, too.
T-line.
Not heavy, but pretty good.
T-line.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It's got a curl a mile.
Line's good.
Just needs to be shot off. Line's irrelevant.
Right
All
in.
there.
Line's good. Clean it. Oh, right to
not-
my. Whoa, whoa,
are we
whoa,
to
whoa,
it?
whoa, 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 whoa. Needs
It's
to
a little
curl.
heavy.
Needs to curl.
It's a little heavy.
Needs to curl. Yep. 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 Good shot.
Okay.
Try and take it over to try and make it such that when this draw is then played as a freeze, you still have lots of room to make your final shot.
The crowd here at Credit Union Center appreciating the effort of Scott Manners and team from Battleford.
Just a shaver less.
This will be his final stone here in the extra.
It's quite a bit less.
You're okay.
Got to go for line a bit.
Line's good.
Okay, line's good.
Gotta walk it.
Small tap. Small tap.
No.
Close.
Got to stay down.
Close.
Come on.
Whoa.
Can't let it over curl.
Line's good. Clean
Shot
for sure.
rock.
Make sure.
Whoa.
Corner froze.
Armstrong, head up.
Whoa.
Dice,
Whoa.
head up. Down on the corner.
Shot.
Right there. Shot stone.
That's what you do. Good shot.
Bad news for Scott is everything's lined up. You could hit this dead on. The red jams on the yellow. Much easier shot than drawing the 4-foot.
Really?
Yeah, for sure, Vic. It's anywhere on the high side here. The red one's going nowhere. Even dead on, obviously your shooter stays there. Even a little low side, you roll towards the button. This is actually an easier shot.
Such a late break, too, you know.
Final stone here in this extra of a 5-5 tie. For the win, Glenn Howard. Saville, Lang will nurse it in. And there they go. For two more, Ontario here in this extra will pick up the win, make the final 7-5. Ontario goes to 5-1, and on Saskatchewan, Scott Manners now 2-4.
Great shot, Sav. Makes life a lot simpler.
Sav gets the game ball again.
Trying different ways.
So one game remains on the ice, also in an extra end. Quebec and Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi made that wonderful run back double to force the extra count 2. And so now here in this extra end, as the teams just sort of stand back now, the crowd acknowledging the wonderful effort by Saskatchewan and Scott Manners. Now, Jamie Cooey's ready. Cooey is sitting one. That's his yellow stone. Covered, top of the button, and he also does have the last rock here in this extra.
I think when they're going to try to run this straight back.
They are indeed.
Tom Nogler.
Could be messy.
Shooter, Brad, shooter.
Oh, wow.
Worked out well.
Attaboy.
Still a great opportunity for Quebec, though.
Those rocks are perfectly one in front of the other.
Si on fait juste freezer.
Taper sur le nez pour la mettre là.
Taper la nuque.
Backer. Bon, on pourrait frapper aussi, mais...
Si on frappe, il fait le double, puis après ça, on la met là, puis il y a un 4 pieds pour gagner.
Parce qu'on est mieux de taper backer puis espérer laisser un angle.
En fait, c'est peut-être back bouton avec l'angle parfait.
Robert Desjardins in his second Brier appearance. His third is Jean-Sébastien Roy out of the Chicoutimi Curling Club.
C'est comme un freeze, right? Je pense que la shot, c'est ça. Taper, back four.
L'angle, c'est le
Dans le fond, l'important, c'est que toi, tu calls pour l'angle. Elle ira à la longueur qu'elle a, mais donne-moi l'idéal, c'est là. OK. Taper ça, milieu du blanc, ça devrait être pas pire.
OK. Tu mets le balai.
Milieu du blanc. Un petit peu moins peut-être, hein? Taper. Backer.
You have to decide how much of a chance you want to take if you're Quebec. As soon as you start moving the rocks around yourself, Jamie Cooey's going to have a chance to blast, and he's very good at that.
It's a tough situation, isn't it? You'd love to guard it, hope Jamie Cooey peels it, and then you tap that out of the ring, sit 3, and Cooey would have to make a double, probably roll out and lose the game. So, but you can't, because if you throw the guard, Cooey could guard, and you don't ever get in there for shot rock.
Yeah, there's about a 20 percentage point difference between the two skips, and yet we're here in an extra end.
rallying. Push hard. Go hard line. Go hard line. Keep going line. Go hard.
Never stop. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Shot Stone still is the team from Yellowknife.
Not on the way by. Intern. Just
that was the problem you mentioned, Linda. Great idea, but the execution had to be perfect. Pretty simple double here for the great hitting Jamie Cooey.
Right through that one. Should we get it?
I wouldn't even try too hard to leave my back one here. You could hit half of this, make the double, and it takes the back one out also, but then you'd have one in front of the tee line.
Take it right there.
The only way you miss this is right through the hole. It's quite a bit of ice.
Tom Nog holding the brush for his skipper, Jamie Cooey. Has he got them both? Sure does. And he'll sit top and back of the button.
Gotta hit it, no?
Nice shot. A wee bit thicker would have kept that yellow one up higher. Still a great shot. I don't think you can tap it and be shot, can you, Linda?
No, you can't. You have to move both of them.
No choice but to play the double. Sit two.
Normal, c'est 8, les deux sortent.
Normal up.
OK.
Would you play ever something, I know it's a risk, quieter, just to move them back, leave yourself a bit of a yellow wall back there and leave yourself shot? It's risky, I realize
you would, Vic, but that yellow one that was just thrown, the top one we're looking at now, if you tap it back, you can't roll over and be shot rocks. That would be the ideal shot. You could maybe tap both of them to the back 8.
Whoa, whoa, yes, sir! Yeah!
Final stone, Quebec. Needs to get them both, and he does. To sit 2. And so it will be a hit for the win.
The only thing you have to be careful with on these last hits is we have a building where the other sheets are gone. Jamie's just thrown a big weight hit to get rid of 2 rocks, and now he's taking more ice. So you just can't overthrow these.
A chance to go 5-1. Jamie Cooey.
To think of 2 things here. Under pressure, we tend to just try to hit the broom so badly you forget about the speed.
Deep breath. Final stone in the extra.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean.
Clean. Whoa.
For the win. Hit
clean,
stick.
Clean. Right to it.
For the win.
Whoa.
Just clean.
Very nice weight.
Just clean.
And he continues to be the story of this year's Tim Hortons Brier. Jamie Cooey from the Northwest Territories, Yukon, the Yellowknife Curling Club make the final 8-7. And they are now 5-1. And they are now just 1 game back. Jamie 1 game back in the win column behind his brother. Ontario also at 5-1. Manitoba sits alone in 4th place at 2 losses. And on through PEI in Quebec now 1-5.
Obviously, you can't win unless you get to the finals. We're very good at that. Proud of our record, proud of the fact that every time we're here, we're always in the playoffs, we're always in contention, we're super consistent. We've just got to get over that hump.
The skip position brings some different responsibility. There's leadership that comes along with it, and it's a position that I've looked forward to playing all through my men's career. And you want to lead in a certain way, and you want to give confidence to your team, and I think as a skip, if you can stay calm and control your emotions, it helps to bring your team's performance to the table.
And this will be our featured game When we join you again, 7:30 Eastern Time, it'll be Manitoba. Rob Fowler started slowly, has come on now, 4-2 against Glenn Howard. Survives in an extra end against Saskatchewan. When we join you, 7:30 Eastern Time. What a day it's been. The weather is cleared, and the standings are clearing up just a little bit, too. Till we talk with you again, thank you for joining us. The Hortons Brier on Canada's sports leader, TSN Sports Center, is next.